Hello and welcome everyone once again to to episode 2 of Robotech Arcadia's Live-play. Once again, I have to thank everyone at SMG, including the writers of this book, Justin Grolk, Timothy Grolk, and Caleb Spurlock, the for the chance to be able to do this and show this off, especially alongside the Kickstarter that is going on, which we are now up to $87,000 on that Kickstarter. So, if you forgot to unmute my cast. There we go. So hopefully if you guys enjoy this stream, you check out that Kickstarter, and hopefully maybe you'll grab something, maybe commission a piece of art for the book. I know I certainly am. But with that, I'm going to hand it over to my cast really quick, and you know what, guys? Give me a recap of what happened last time.
I think meat cones were involved, first of all.
Absolutely.
Our curious Zentradi friend, as soon as we all docked at Olympus Station, we all, inspected the local greeneries, meat cones, things like that. And then terrorist things started happening where people started getting rounded up and gunshots and the like. But our intrepid crew managed to escape with our cunning, guile, and wit. Yeah, let's go with that. We definitely did that.
It was totally that.
Luck. Yeah. And along the way, we were able to we stumbled. Well, I guess we stumbled into the gravity control center, I believe, and where we were able to stop a station drop onto the surface of Mars, and that's where we last left off, I believe. I'm sure I'm missing plenty of details, but otherwise.
Yeah, I think that covers just about everyone, or everything rather. And so with that, we're going to cut back into the scene here as I get back over to the correct screen. There we go. And you guys over to Olympus Station as I move the screen also over to the tabletop screen. And so you guys had decided to go through the vents after grabbing the equipment off those guys, 3 pieces of brigandine armor, which I assume that Jato and Marzana rather, are probably going to be putting on.
Yeah.
Unless there's penalties associated with it, I don't see any reason why not to.
I do not believe that there are any penalties. In fact, you have a jetpack with it.
Oh,
nice.
hell yeah.
Because this is like standard issue, infantry armor. Or rather, it was standard issue. This was replaced later by CVR armor, which, as everyone knows, is allowed to, or rather allows users to work with sorry, brain is failing me today. Fuse with not modettes.
Cyclones.
Yes, thank you. I am just off today. But
you're doing great. All good.
Thank you. But yes, you guys were working your way out of the central power through the vents and towards the cargo bays. And as you guys pop out, Jato, leading the way towards the cargo bays because you have, intrinsic knowledge of, how cargo bays function and best ways to get into them. You manage to get inside and lead the group in. And when you do, it's dark and it stays that way for a minute before seemingly motion sensors pick you guys up and turn on the lights automatically. And inside, you see, right in front of you actually, what looks to be a battloid of some kind. Though, this one is off. Namely to say that this one it's a salamander battloid, but its arms have been removed, and it's basically just a cargo mover. There's no weapons on it, no nothing. It's just meant for moving cargo from vehicles to things, to cargo doors, to cargo bays. And it looks like these ones are not manned ones by the way that there's no actual way to get to the cockpit. At least at first it looks like.
All right. J2. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
J2 speaks up and he immediately is that a salamander battloid cargo hauler? I haven't seen one of these in a while. And J2 runs up to, I suppose, its docking area and starts inspecting it.
All right, yeah. You start inspecting it, and from what you can tell, this looks like it's an automated one where you can set it up to basically run a pre-programmed plan or something like that to move cargo and through here. That's just what your initial looks give it. It looks like it can hold four. It looks like it can hold at least like one cargo crate, which there are cargo crates stacked through these rooms. Each one of these cargo crates extends to the ceiling about 90 meters in height. Which makes sense, as this is, a fairly, used spaceport. Both for military and civilian.
All right. J2 speaks up and says, I think we might be able to use these to get around, assuming we can interface with them somehow. If we need to get over to the main control station without going along the interior of of Olympus Station, this might be our best bet, unless you guys are comfortable spacewalking outside.
While he's saying this, or they're saying this, I'm like using with my hands, like kind of walking around and like trying to figure out like if I think that in terms of dimensions, if our Kanbaran friend will fit inside of that, since it has no arms, like if it's big enough that he could wear it like Zentradi power armor, kind of like a Zentradi mech, and I'm trying to think like, does this work? Do I think that would work at all, or is it?
If I'm not mistaken, our Karbarans are about 10 feet tall.
Oh my god! Okay.
About that, yeah. You're pretty big.
So
pretty big.
I'm probably about half as tall as one of these. So
okay.
I walk over to it, and it doesn't look like I'm probably gonna fit, even if it was hollowed out.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, I'm almost positive I'm not gonna fit.
But
so much for that plan.
With these, luckily they're not like power armor size for people, so you could probably barely squeeze into one of these things because it's about 7 meters tall. It's supposed to be. It was one of the ASC's primary line mecha for ground operations, and usually it'd have like arm shields which would be able to deflect particle blasts and such. Though this one seemingly doesn't have those. With that, though, you could probably squeeze in. It would be really uncomfortable, and things would ride up where you don't want them.
Well, I need to figure something out, because if I remember correctly, I didn't fit into this Brigadine armor we found off of those puny humans earlier.
No, but you do have... I did say before that you did have... Since you guys had the 2 sets of regular uniforms with like Kevlar vests and stuff, if you guys wanted to, you could always strap 2 of them together to make makeshift armor for your Kabaran friend.
Oh, sure. I was thinking more about being able to go outside the station, since that Brigadine armor is sealable, right? If I remember reading the description. So we're looking to find ways to potentially spacewalk, right? So
we could. Oh, sorry.
I was. It's either that or we could. I suppose what I'm trying to imagine is we look around for resources in this bay, and maybe we can cobble something together, like where we can actually modify one of these to be able to, for us to actually be able to drive them manually, as well as be able to, for you to be inside one of these things and be able to breathe normally as it operates.
Yank the seat out and kind of make some room.
Yeah, and put those, those rebreathers and such, and maybe in one of the armors inside, so you can actually, breathe.
Gotcha.
Well, that is definitely
But,
something you guys can start looking for. It doesn't look like
Okay.
immediately there's a lot of resources in here that can be used for that, since these ones look to be like they're autopiloted. But maybe one of the other bays could have something.
Actually, on that note, I suppose. All right, how about you guys? This is. I noticed that this is labeled Bay 1. I think there's 6 bays attached. Can you guys do some exploring, and I'll check out this mecha and see what I can do. Maybe I can get the interface to turn on, and we can control it somehow.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, actually.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Shall
right.
we take a peek to the bay? Which way do we want to go? South or east?
Let's see.
I'm kind of wondering if we want to at least take a peek to the south. I assume we've got this basic map that we're looking at, right, as a layout of the station.
Yeah, you guys saw this as like a basic map before, and I'm not going to be too mean to say roll to remember, the tourist map.
Sure.
So we would know there's like more cargo bays kind of to the south, and that there would be like like we would know the general layout. Okay.
Well, and what I'm thinking is that, I recall there's the entrance into the cargo area is, in the bay to the south of us. We might want to take a peek and see if that's guarded, if there's anybody in this other cargo bay. That would likely be where we would find other people. Or do we want to play it safe and kind of move towards the, far corner and circle our way around? I'm thinking we should probably head to the east.
Yeah, I was thinking we should head to the corner. I was muted and go circle around. I feel like that's tactically what I would want to do.
All right, let's try that. Let's see if we can be somewhat stealthy as we find our see if we can enter the bay to the east.
I'll rely on my stealth training.
All right, so you two are heading off towards the bay to the east. Jato, I need you to roll me a test if you're going to try and interface with one of these things. And you can use that brand new engineering kit that you got.
I will use that brand new engineering kit I got.
So that counts as an equipment suite. You get 3 extra dice with it. On top of whatever you roll, and you don't have to worry about those 3 dice counting towards your burnout at all.
Excellent.
Because you're working smarter, not harder.
Well, we'll see about that. All right, I will go ahead and do that, and that will give me 8 dice overall to roll. So, all right, no, I need to type this out correctly. 8d6, and I open up that engineering kit, and I roll. Looks like 3 successes, if 5s count.
Yes, they do. So, while you're working on this, the 2 of you move over here, and you manage to get the door open through like some small, personnel entry hatches. And in here, find, besides more stacked cargo up to the ceiling again, another 4 of those salamanders.
They sure do move a lot of cargo here.
Yeah,
do they appear like the same cargo type salamanders that we saw before?
Yep, these are the same type cargo ones. There's cargo stacked all the way to the ceiling in cargo piles. But
can we tell what kind of cargo it is?
It looks to be everything from civilian food, medicine, people's baggage just going through the airports.
Okay, so just general supplies and stuff we would expect to find here. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. It seems like super out of the way. Though you do notice that the stuff that is directly related to the baggage seems more damaged than everything else, as if on purpose.
Of course.
Even in the far future, cargo people still hate your baggage.
Of course.
But
About what I'd expect to find.
luckily, your cargo does not seem to be here.
Phew.
But Jato, as you're going through and you're trying to get access to the thing, you eventually do manage to get access to its central processing, and you start injecting a little bit of code. You start working on it a little bit, and eventually you do get it to connect to basically your tablet that you have.
Excellent.
So you do have rudimentary control over this one, though it does note that it is not receiving commands from the command console, specifically noted down to be here.
Ah, okay. All right. I very cheekily, I will walk this unit into, I guess, next to the door, and I will rather cheekily surprise my other two teammates by walking in with a giant mecha.
All right.
And I will let them know, hey, there's a central control console to the south of this room.
All right. Yeah. So as you guys are like looking around here, looking at the mecha, all of a sudden the cargo bay doors behind you open up, and you see one of the cargo mecha. Jato, are you like walking alongside it, or are you standing on its shoulder?
I think. Let's see. I'm vertically challenged, so I think and very in character. I think they would try to get as high as possible, and yes, right on the shoulder.
All right, so you're riding on this thing's shoulder, giant robo style, or robot dandy style, if you've ever heard of those games.
Cool, right, Jato?
Thanks. There seems to be a control station for all of these guys into the bay, in the door to the right. Maybe we should inspect that. But otherwise, we have at least one unit online.
Well, a control panel sounds quite useful. It may save us some time if there's any kind of a readout on what's in all of these cargo bays as well.
All right, so
I think I'm all game for exploring to the south of us then.
Okay. The giant robot, will walk alongside you guys with Jato on its shoulder.
I'll kind of watch out, like to the other side over here while we're got my gun out and ready just in case.
Okay. You know what? Make me an observation test, would you?
Oh, okay. Let's see. What is that for me? One sec. Is this another one where I just use skills to make an action?
Any two of your skills.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Man-at-Arms because, like, in terms of some basic military training I've had, like I've trained on like how to watch R6 and like pull guard duty and stuff. So I'm kind of relying on tactical training and awareness, and then I want to use close quarters because we are in kind of a small area. I'm close to the doors that could possibly open, so I'll use those, and that'll be. I'm not gonna take 6. I'm not gonna take any any stress yet. I still have some, but I'll roll 5d6 for you, and I'm gonna get 3 successes. I think.
That is 3 successes. So the walls in here are very good about keeping things soundproof, or else every cargo bay would just be echoing with the sounds of giant robots when they're active. But you do hear through a partially open personnel door the sounds of muffled voices and commands being given out over like a loudspeaker.
Hey, I hear something. And I'll jerk my head in the direction that I heard the noise, which was, what was that, up here to the
Yep, it seems to be in this room.
I think we have company next door.
Should we try and vamoose before they come through, or do we want to engage? I feel like we've been lucky so far in some of our combat encounters here. I don't know that we want to go up against a more organized force.
Do these doors close and lock?
Yeah, these doors are like, they can magnetically seal just in case there's like a vacuum that opens.
Hey, Jato, do you think you could close the door behind us? And I whisper, I'm not yelling that as loud as I said that.
Well, I could always, if that doesn't, we could always just, I could stack a bunch of cargo pods in front of it. But I was also thinking is, if we could also ignore that bay for now and see what maybe we could actually, open that bay to space and also, control some mecha, so we have a, just a little bit more resources at our disposal rather than engaging them as we are now.
Wouldn't that kill them?
I guess I'm not really.
Well, I guess we have to.
Them trying to crash the space station is kind of.
Yeah,
That's my.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Which,
We
at
have
this point, you guys notice that now that the energy has been displaced, gravity seems to restore, and you guys are now able to walk around a lot easier in here without having to worry about floating off due to
Oh my
falling.
God. We looked really like Kadirk and I know we're really awkward in the low gravity.
Actually, now that I think about it, I guess we were able to take radios from our last session. Have we heard anything on any of those channels? Just out of
Nothing
curiosity.
super important. Lots of get to the central power core, or this is Sector 5. We still got, we've routed up all the civilians, and, other things.
Okay.
Nothing super important.
Understood. Otherwise, yeah, I think we can. I think we can just leave that door closed for now, and as long as we're not too loud about our presence, I think we can just go south and see how things are first.
All right. So, entering down into this south cargo area, guys once again are greeted by another 4 salamander battloids. But you also do see what looks to be a control room up here, set up above the area with like climbing. You have to climb ladders to get up to it. You though, Jato, if you just want to like have your robot like put its hand to the doors, that way you can climb up there, or just like walk in, you can totally do that.
I think I'll do exactly that. That sounds brazen and bold, and I will do exactly both of those things.
All right. Your robot like walks down here. It's slow. It's lumbering. With AI programming, it's effective at what it's doing, but it's not amazing. Like, it's not going to be sprinting across the room like a pilot would.
All right.
While Jato's doing that, Kedirk's gonna walk into the cargo bay and kind of turn around and cover that door that we heard the noise coming from, just to be ready.
Marzana, anything you're doing?
Since he's covering that door, I'll kind of move over here to cover this door too, just in case. So I've got a good like line of sight here.
All right.
Just watching.
Okay, so Jato, you get up here, and I'm gonna need and it looks like the system up here for the central processing seems to have been knocked out at some point, likely during all the power problem, or all the power stuff that happened. So if you want to reboot it, it will require a test.
All right, I will go ahead and do that. I assume the engineering kit is not going to help in this instance.
No, I'd allow it to work here, because the engineering kit actually covers a wide variety of things for mechanical and electronic.
And on that note, there's a limited number of uses per kit. Is that?
Yes, there are 3 uses per kit, and all 3 of you have one kit that is not one use.
Understood. I've already used it once. Do I want to use it again? Actually, this sounds like a pretty important console, so yes, I will go ahead and use it. Hopefully, just pop another kit off something else in case. All right, 8d6, go. All right, that looks to be 3 successes.
All right, so with 3 successes, you eventually get the power reboot, or the system rebooted, and eventually the screen in front of you, the couple of screens in front of you start lighting up, showing cameras in each one of the cargo bays. The first one, down over to your left here.
In the cargo bat. Oh no.
Yes, in the cargo bat. The bat cargo. You notice that notably, along with the 4 salamanders, there are 2 demilitarized Spartans there, and the same goes for the area just to your right.
Fancy.
Now these
Now we're
would definitely
talking.
be able to fit Kaderk. It would still be tight, mind you, because there's not, a custom-made seat for you. But what is definitely most interesting is up here in the top right cargo bay, where you heard there was dudes or something going on. There seems to be 4 dudes in brigantine armor with assault rifles, guarding over a group of CDF pilots from the military and crew from the military hangar. Notably with them, though, is it looks to be a space optimized and some other special device equipped onto it, Salamander Battleoid, though the Battleoid does not have a gun pod or anything. It does also have its flight booster.
Are any of the mecha active?
None of the mecha besides this one seem active. The enemy salamander does seem to be active and is shouting commands, which you can kind of hear over the cameras. It's like, stay there. If you try anything, I'll make sure you regret it. And the one thing that you do know is, Jato, is that you know that even though this thing doesn't have a gun pod, which would make it a massive threat against other mecha, it does still come with light particle cannons in the head, which will be devastating to anyone who's not in a mecha.
Okay, that's fair.
So they are
Still
incredibly
the biggest gun
short
in the room.
range.
Okay. How am I able to tell how many CDF pilots? How many? I guess, for lack of a better term, how many friendly pilots are there in this?
There are 14 pilots and technicians.
I see. I will call over my comrades and inform them of everything else. All right, I'll just tell them, hey, come up here. There's security cameras. There's a situation going on. You might want to see this.
Hey guys, you're gonna want to see this.
Exactly that.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely want to see that. We need to get in mechs.
I agree.
All right, we have enough for all of us. Like, I think we should skedaddle. Is there one that we can get Kaderk into?
Yes,
yeah, I think
Spartans.
I'll fit into one of these Spartans.
Now that actually I have access to everything, am I able to, like, I guess, either run these cargo mecha? Am I able to run them through an automated routine, or is there like a manual mode I can turn on, that sort of thing?
You could do an automated routine, which would look like it would just be moving cargo in between the bays. The manual mode, you would need, in order to control them, you would probably need to make a skill test in order to give them any sort of fine commands outside of go here, lift thing.
Okay.
But this is
I'm
very
wondering
rudimentary level AI.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm wondering if we can just tell them to turn on and tell them to just start going into this upper right cargo bay and start either removing cargo and basically cause a big distraction.
Yeah, and then they'll last a lot longer than we will, and we can like run through or get the jump on them. Yeah, I like that idea.
Swarm attack. Or could we even just have, I don't know, could you program them to just try to run into that other enemy mecha?
Well, I don't. Jato shows you his combat. It's like, I don't think I could control 14 mecha with this guy right here. I think the best I can do is probably turn on their automated routines to start stacking cargo or taking cargo out. And maybe with this one guy over here, maybe I can I can have him. I can pilot him manually, and try to blend in until the last moment, and then I can try and disable that big guy. But I'm not confident I can do that by myself.
Gotcha.
Is there? Does this console tell us anything about this room over here? This let's see, ping everyone. This room right here. Is there anything about this special about that?
No, it seems to just be a side room, likely for maybe a break room of some kind.
Oh, okay. Well, unless there's meat cones, I suppose we'll just have to ignore that for now.
If only we'd be so lucky.
I'm
Alright.
certain and the Kabaran space zone. I'm sure they're everywhere, but not in this human port. Okay. All right. Okay. So I am confident that I have this one mecha unlocked. Should we could also try and maybe unlock some of the other mechas and maybe I can get you guys some manual rides if you want to
Well,
join in on this
notably,
contribution.
it seems like the Spartans aren't connected to the AI network.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess I'll let's go to. Can we go to the cargo bat and inspect one of these guys?
I mean, yeah, no, if you want to go to the cargo bat, you can. There doesn't really seem to be any dudes blocking the way. So you head to the cargo bat, and you get in there, and you're looking over this thing. The Destroid Spartan seems to be fully demilitarized. Everything's been ripped out of it. The two flip-up panels that would either have like hundreds of missiles or like flamethrowers, autocannons, machine guns, lasers. There's nothing in them. They've been completely ripped out. They're just for moving storage.
But they still have like arms and
Oh, yeah.
articulated hands, so we're melee capable.
Yes, you are definitely BattleTech melee capable.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Now for the $50 question. How well are any of us able to pilot this beast?
So
yeah, how do we do that?
So, Jato, you specifically took proficiency in cargo mecha, so I'd allow you to have full proficiency in one of these.
Somebody came to class prepared.
Now, I don't remember the rest of your proficiency.
I'm a civilian, so I have no proficiencies yet.
Yep. Okay, so that's fine. So you guys
I'm a recruit.
You guys could likely still pilot these things, especially with a bit of a helping hand from Jato, teaching you at least the basics of step with this, punch with this.
I mean, we played video games, right? How different can it be?
Hey. But
exactly.
I'd say that you guys, with a little bit of help from Jato, would go from disadvantage to hindrance. So you'd only be so in that case, only 6s would count.
I'll take it.
Okay, but we'd still get 5, so that's not too bad.
Well, no. In that case, you'd still. You'd only get 6s.
We'd have to get 6s,
but they still count for 2.
But it's possible.
Yes.
Okay, I can live with that too.
We'll make it work.
We got this.
And one thing I'll also say is that on the cameras, you do notice that there's a cargo crane in every single one of these cargo bays. It looks like it could be operated.
Ooh. Could
more toys.
Jada set that up to try and like grab onto the enemy mecha as we burst into the room, like extra?
Maybe.
Hold him down for that first turn, maybe, or something like that to give us a fighting chance.
Maybe.
Yeah. We could do that, but I assume that the crane in there has to be operated within that room. I can't control it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you need to sneak in there to get onto the crane.
All right. Okay. So as an overall plan, is everyone's on board with rescuing these CDF pilots, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
We have to.
All right. What I'm thinking is we go ahead and flip on the I guess the automated cargo routine, just to have all these mechas running in the background, grabbing cargo and whatnot, as a big distraction. Either all of us or just one of us, or we try to intermingle with the cargo robots, doing our things with whatever mechas that we can get online. And at some point, we're going to try and disable the manned enemy battleoid as best we can with the resources that we have at our disposal.
Oh, I like
Does
it.
that sound?
Yeah, so we pretend, like I need to be in one of these Spartan mechs, but once we get them all moving, we jump into these other ones and pretend to be operating in the cargo cycle to get in there without, hopefully getting shot, and then surprise them.
Yes, and we're each like holding on to a giant container, and at some point we just play football with the container or something of that.
Sounds good. I like this plan.
Good plan.
All right, sounds like you got a plan. So, in that case, who is jumping in the mecha?
I am jumping in one of these big mecha.
All right. Marzi?
Yeah, I'll get him one too, unless we need somebody to stay out.
Well, I was about to ask that. Am I able to, with my, I guess with the resources that I have, am I able to? Do I need to remain at the control console in order to turn on the automated systems, or can I kind of remotely flip that on?
Now that you're wired into it, you can flip it on and get it going.
Okay, cool. In that case, I think let's stage. I guess I'll stage here, and if we want to go in on all sides, and maybe you guys can stage over here, and then we can let the program run, and then we join the line of cargo movers as they come and go, and maybe surround the guys.
And I'm just gonna set up the tokens here since you guys are piloting these.
Oh dear, my cat's acting weird.
You guys
Eric takes his Spartan around the hangar for a stroll to make sure it's working.
Yep. So you guys, it's stomp. This thing is with a very quick crash course, emphasis on crash. These things are heavy. They're slow. They're old, to say the least. But you can
I guess
get them
these would be like first Robotech War era, right?
Mm-hmm. These are decommissioned from the First War.
Classic.
This would have been stuff that Marzana's, tube mates back years before would have fought in valiant combat.
That's awesome.
And now here you are at the seat of power of one of them.
You get your own battle pod one day.
One day. But for now.
I mean, the UEDF did make some new battle pods.
Nice.
But with that, so it sounds like you guys are going to bust into this with a whole bunch of cargo bots moving about, sowing confusion, and then try to beat up the bad guys. General outline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys going to come in from the west of it or the south of it?
I was thinking.
I think we should split up.
Yeah, I was thinking this is a time that we would split up, because I think just split up, coming in from both directions as best we can.
So in that case, who's going where?
I'll come in
I'm
from
gonna
the south.
come up from the top, I think.
And Marzi?
Let's see. If you're gonna go from the top, then I guess I will. I can come from this side then. From the southwest.
Okay. In that case,
because which room is it again? Sorry, I just want to make sure I see on the map where we're going to go. Okay, then yeah, I will come from. If you're coming from, I mean, I can come from the south.
Okay. You two guys get over here, and you're starting to, put you guys on the correct layer. Front, and front. And so now you guys are getting ready to march in, and Jato, you're turning on the cargo robots. Give me a roll on just to see like how well they start filtering through the room.
Okay. Can I use the engineering kit for this, or
yes, you can use the last use of your engineering kit for last 3 dice.
Okay, I might as well. I might as well maximize this kit. So go. All right, that's 2 6. That looks to be
2, 4,
6 successes.
5, 6 successes. Yeah, so you set these things up on an automated path to start pulling cargo out of this bay, and they open the doors and they start piling in. You guys see like as the doors start opening, and the bad guys are forced to kind of move, and what the robots, the cargo robots, they're moving on their own. Well, watch out! And then like one of them like pushes into the bad guy one and kind of stumbles him over to the side a little bit before he like turns around and starts spraying it with the light particle guns on his head, which blow it up. We're going to take it out, unfortunately, but this gives you guys the drop on the enemies. So go combat initiate communications phase.
Okay.
I'm gonna barrel right into that big enemy mecha guy from behind, since he's turned away from me, and spray and fire at one of those robots to his right.
Okay.
Where are the people?
They are represented by the green smiley faces.
There are no green
we can't
smiley
see
faces.
I probably put those on the GM.
Oh no.
There
They're
we
already
go.
dead.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. There they are. Okay.
Yeah. There's totally 14 dudes there. I just didn't have a token.
I or just one of us could come in, like, while you barrel in, like, come in and, like, get between the people and them, like, kind of body block with the mech.
That's a good idea.
Can't really survive shots from that, but we probably can. I volunteer unless someone else wants to do that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And you do still have the 4 like dudes in combat armor who are, possibly gonna be very upset by this.
Oh yeah, so I can like get there and then start attacking. But
yeah, you could totally punt these people with your mecha.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Swat them out of the sky.
Okay. In that case, I guess the most dangerous thing is this guy's particle cannon. So I'll try and do a redirect action.
All right.
If I'm able to get up close to him. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So in that case, I'll just kind of move you guys into the room. You're gonna try and get between the dudes and the dudes.
Oh yes, technically, I guess I'd be doing a defend action because I'm gonna try to get between the civilians, or not the civilians, but the pilots and the people that were captives.
Yep.
Okay.
And well, you can still make an attack action while you roll the defense action, because you can do both your actions at the same time, and just associate whatever, or rather, split the dice is how you see fit. And
sounds good.
Derek, you're charging into, you knock this robot like all the way over to the side, and it crashes into this one, and they both explode.
Oops.
And you like get up here, and this dude who's stuck between you guys is like the awkward third man in a relationship who doesn't want to be there.
He's just gonna get splatted against the other mech, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And Jato, you're coming in from the south and trying to mess with this dude. So in that case, we'll go in order. Marzi, go with your dice.
Okay, so I'm gonna do defense and attack. I'm gonna do, let's see, close quarters and man at arms. Mm-hmm. So I'm rolling 66. I will take a stress for this. I'm cool with that.
That's 4 successes though, and you do have the drop. So one thing you need that I want to make sure that you understand is you guys do have the drop on them. So they can't take any defense actions until after you do your actions.
Okay,
Nice.
so do I pick how many of the successes I want to apply to defense and attack? Is that how that works?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'll do, we'll just go half and half. I'll do 2 to defense and 2 toward attacking them.
Okay, and you're attacking the little dudes, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, clear those out.
And then I need to ask, how brutal are you being when you hit them? Are you just like punting or throwing them, or are you like tearing them in half, or
Are you doing a Godzilla and then?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No, I'm not used to like being big. I haven't let it go to my head. I'm just gonna like punt
Not
them
yet,
out of the way. Not yet.
So yeah, like you punt this dude, and he goes flying and hits the back of the big mecha's head before he like goes sailing off into the wall.
Now who's small? I mean, what?
And so he dies. And you just like straight up go and like jump over here, and you like jump down and then swat this dude into the other dude. And then you take like this third dude who's really, really unhappy in his position, and you just kind of like push him under the big mecha's, the salamander's feet, and the salamander accidentally smushes his ally.
Oops. Sorry about that. Anyway, you might want to get the heck out of the way. Unless you want that to happen to you.
Yeah, so you have, with your action, defeated the swarm of bad guys.
Yay!
And so, Kadirk, we'll go with you next.
All right, I am going to make my roll here. Oh.
Oof. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look, you're struggling with this thing, and this other guy, he seems like an accomplished pilot or something. Because, like, you come barreling through, and he kind of, like, sidesteps you, and then, like, dodges your attack just barely before accidentally stepping on his friend.
Header is struggling to find enough elbow room to adjust the controls here, and just stumbling around.
Why are there so many levers and, like, pulley? Like, you're pretty sure you saw a pulley when you were in here? You have to pull to do something with?
Pulley.
But, Jato, it's your turn.
All right, I will go ahead and just roll a normal 5d6.
And you're redirecting the bad guy.
I am redirecting the bad guy to be.
So what are you aiming to do with that?
I was just trying to get control of his particle cannons and make sure he's not aiming at any of us or any of the CDF pilots or anything. Yeah. Yes. Let's be.
That's 4 successes.
Okay.
So yeah, you come up from behind this guy, and you are notably taller than him. He's 7 meters tall. I think the Destroids are something like they're VF1 size, if I remember correctly, or just a bit bigger than them. So they're about like 13 or more. But you managed to like get up on these guys and grab 13 meters tall. That's about where they are. Okay, yeah. So you get up behind this guy, and the particle cannons are located in the head, so you're like grabbing his head and like yanking it backwards to point it towards the sky, and he's like firing off wildly with his particle cannons, and like it's hitting the hands, and it's like warning, extreme heat detected hands, but the mecha's armor just holds, because that's for taking out infantry. You're a giant mecha. You're bigger than him.
Excellent.
It's like that one clip of the 2, adults beating up a bunch of children. But with that though.
Oh, that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
I drew a blank there, and I was like, do I want to be in this campaign still?
Sorry, no, I don't actually know the show it comes from. I just see it online occasionally.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Okay, that works. Hopefully that will hold, and he won't shoot any of us.
Yep. So, I've already rolled his roll. He got like he for an ace pilot. He didn't roll like one.
Guess it happens.
But yeah, with that though, it's now back to the communications phase. You just have this big dude. The other 4 dudes are dead.
Okay. if y'all want to keep attacking, like I could try to help get the pilots armed and like so they can help us, because I assume someone's gonna hear this noise we're making and like come in.
Yeah.
I
well,
feel
that
like
makes sense.
we have minutes or seconds until some shit goes down.
I mean, if you, I was thinking is I mean, there's three of us and one of this guy. We just pile into this guy as much as possible to remove him as a threat.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just like squish this guy too. That's the other option.
Okay. I think we just go on all out attack and just 3-on-1, hopefully.
All out attack. Do our dramatic
Yes.
poses and like attack.
Yes, we do that. Hopefully, we can pull out that Persona 4 thing.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
All right.
Excellent.
So in that case, we'll just jump straight into it, since it seems like the plan is just to curb stomp this guy. So in that case,
sounds about right.
We'll go reverse order. Jato.
All right. I'll go ahead. I guess that's just a straight up attack, as opposed to any sort of assisting or whatnot. So,
I mean, you could always
rolling
roll like
5d6.
you're assisting by holding the dude in place.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of like the most, since I am more proficient than my other two colleagues. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the most efficient way of this
Yep.
works. So if I roll an assist, they have an easier time doing potential damage. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll roll an assist, and I don't know. I guess I do the equivalent of like holding these guys' arms behind his bed, and like as the other guys punch him.
Oh yeah, you're going for the full Nelson.
Yes, the full Nelson, and then okay. Only one success in that roll, unfortunately.
Yep, and do remember, if you guys do want to reroll, you can use your natures. Though I believe some of you have already used some of your natures.
I've used one of mine already.
Mhm.
Haven't used the other one.
So just remember that it's always on the table as an option if you want to attempt to reroll, but they probably won't refresh until after all this. But with that, we'll go over to Kadirk.
All right, Kadirk's going to wind up for a punch here.
Mm-hmm.
Take his swing.
Hey, that's 2,
Hey.
and I did forget to ask Chato, who were you making that a global assist or assigning it specifically to one of your friends?
I was more thinking that was a global assist.
Okay.
I don't know specifically how that works, but
so global assist, every person can take one success out of the pool that you made. So in this case, there's only one. Or specific assist will allow you to give one person all of the assists.
I see. Well, there's only one success, so I guess I'll just make it a global, and we'll see how it goes.
So yeah, you got 2 successes, Kadirk, as you know, this guy is held in place. Are you going to take the 3rd success?
Yeah, I'll take the third success. Just really pile it on, because the more success helps get through his defenses, if any, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Marzana, I'll let you roll your attack now. As you know, you come in with the pile driver, the people's elbow, or whatever.
Yeah, just kind of like a flurry of attacks with rapid fire, like.
Yeah,
like
you
punt,
get the.
Punt.
Unfortunately, you swung way too high. He's like, oh, he's not.
No, it's all right. Better luck next time, I guess.
But Kadirk, you do manage to get a solid hit on this man, but just due to the fact that you have a lot more mass than this guy, and you give him a wallop, and he takes a whole mecha point of damage. But unfortunately, his armor does still take most of it, but you guys have started to put some damage on him.
Nice.
And we'll move on to the next round. As you guys, at this point, some of the other dudes, like the pilots, are running over to grab like some of the fallen enemies, equipment, to start grabbing like weapons and stuff and spray some rounds at this dude. They're going to be giving you an assist pool, a global assist pool.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
2 successes. It's a global assist, so you guys can each take 1 from it.
Hell yeah.
Wait.
Nope. And so now we'll go with same plan as before. Beat the crap out of the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, just all out attack.
All right. So in that case, we'll start with Kadirk.
Well, that works so well. Kadirk's gonna just keep walloping on this guy.
Oh
And,
my god.
He'll add in one of those free
Jesus
assists from the dudes and just really go for it.
Just you pull off some mech foo and it just.
So have you seen G Gundam?
There you go.
Yeah, you flex the hand of your mecha and you're like, this paw of
Nice.
mine burns, Kabaran red, and you like stuff it through like where the cockpit would be on this thing. And needless to say, there's not a dude there anymore. As you have definitely killed this guy. And that combat, as you guys, see, with the mechas all starting to pull out some cargo, the couple of the dudes are starting to pull out and they're looking around and like, oi, you up there, who are you? You civilians, or rather, you military or something?
Kadirk kind of flips around the controls, trying to find the PA system. He doesn't know where it is. He just kind of waves with his mecha.
Yeah, you turn on the back massager.
Ooh,
And heated seat too. Who knew mecha?
that's
Human
that.
mecha
I'm
was
already
like,
kind of overheating in this thing. I think I'm
Yeah.
jammed in here so tight.
Yeah, if you want to, you can just like pop the cockpit or something.
Yeah, we're gonna try and start getting out of this thing. I've had enough of being jammed in here.
All right, so yeah, you start getting the cockpit open and manage to which pops out at the top of the mecha, and so you get out and you are just like sweating, which wet fur.
Oh, the heat was unbearable in there.
Oh dear.
Kabarin, what are you doing up there? As I switch.
Well, somebody had to save you. What are you doing down there? Shouldn't you be in this thing?
We were going to be, and then they attacked us suddenly. Wait, are you with the Sentinels or like you special forces or something?
Nah, I'm just here to apply for officer training. Hopefully,
You're
got
a civilian.
taken up in this whole thing. Yeah, for now. I'm hoping to join up.
Doesn't matter. Safe now. All right. What's the situation even on the station? Has like security or anyone tried to fight these guys off?
I don't know. We've only seen that people getting taken away and them shooting at people. I think we've lost control entirely.
Damn.
More importantly, I think we're plummeting towards the planet.
Yeah.
There's some issues.
There's that.
All right. Well, we're pilots and technicians. If we can get back and secure the military hangar, maybe we can get some mecha and get some support for you guys. We got combat ready mecha in there.
Okay. Jato pops in and just says, "All right. We'll see what we can do. This cargo area should be secure. If you want to just rally in the control room for now, we'll see what we can where we can go about. Do you know the best routes into the military hangar? Do we need to take a spacewalk or?"
There's two ways. There's a spacewalk, or you can go through the baggage storage entrance. It crosses right over the main path into the military hangar or the civilian hangar.
I assume we'll have to go there on foot, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. We did get some reports of some kind of weird fighter jet or something out there. So if you're going for a spacewalk, who knows? And if they have complete control of the station, who knows if they're going to be able to turn the cannons on you?
Yeah, I don't feel so positive about that.
All right. Sounds like we'll have to take the interior route too. All right. I look at everybody else and just like, well, think we've secured as much as we possibly can. We'll have to go through the baggage storage area into the main hallway to get to the military hangar. Do you know? Were you familiar with the enemy composition beyond this room?
Not really.
The
We saw a shuttle of some kind. It pulled into the main hangar and they rounded us up. I think there was one of them hover tank things and a Logan and that weird fighter. I didn't see much else before that. Before they like dragged us off.
okay.
Are any of these pilots probably more qualified to be in these mecha than my civilian self?
Oh, they're like these pilots probably do have proficiencies that can cover this. Like if you want to just hand your mecha over to them, they can take care of them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
think we
fully
should.
dismount and make sure somebody else more qualified is getting into my mecha.
Mm-hmm. And as you get out and that other pilot climbs up, he's just like, "Oh, were you shedding in this thing?"
Listen, I just saved your life.
It looks like you just
Wow.
deposited a whole nother bear in here. He says as he like finally gets it, and it's wet as the cockpit closes.
Eric just kind of shakes his head, kind of gives a yeah, but probably true shrug.
So you guys are gonna go on foot through the baggage area, right?
I think that's the best way we can do it. But now, I guess now I think about it is there, because if we're going into a military hangar, I am going to go out on a limb and say that's probably pretty well guarded. I'm trying to think if there's any other way that we can give ourselves an advantage. What do you guys
Well,
think?
I assume you're all like disembarking your mech and stuff, right?
I mean, we'll have to, just because we
Yeah.
can't take a mech over there.
Yeah, so you guys like all start disembarking, and you start like gathering up over here just to kind of the pilots are working the mech and making sure everyone else is good, and you're talking over your plan.
I assume, I guess, with the enemy equipment and all that, we're able to basically keep in contact with the CDF pilots and such as we split off and do our.
Yeah, you had to switch off the radio frequency for the bad guys are using, but
okay,
you'll be able to stay in contact with them.
Kedrick's gonna pass his engineering kit over to Jato, since he's burned through his doing all of this fancy stuff in the cargo bay here.
thanks.
Not really sure what to do with this just yet, so you seem to be making good use of it.
Thanks. I'm sure we'll find some kit that will work for you pretty well pretty soon. But otherwise, thanks. Okay. With I guess are the technicians in CDF do they have military frequencies to any other parts of the station?
We that's what we were checking while you guys were dismounting. We couldn't really get anything anywhere. Seems like they're either putting up a jamming field or like everyone else is just captured.
That's no good. All right.
At this point, you hear from behind you, Jato, which causes you to jump a little bit because there was no one behind you 10 seconds ago, and you heard nothing. You're, yes, that would definitely be pretty bad. And Peter, you recognize this, Peter Lowe.
Oh, hey, I know you.
I had hoped that we wouldn't have re-encountered each other in something like this, but unfortunately it seems, well, fortunately at least, it seems like you've managed to escape just like me.
How did you manage to escape?
I was in
and
the
more
bathroom.
Importantly, what are you doing on the station?
I was just passing through really quickly, but As to how I escaped, I managed to be in the bathroom at the time and climbed out through one of the vents.
We did spend some time in the vents ourselves.
And don't worry, I did wash my hands before going into the vents. But if we're trying to get through this, then we'll have to be pretty careful. These guys seem to have locked down a lot of things, but from what little I've been able to see, they've been moving things around because of your actions.
All right. I suppose I'll Jato as interrupts their personal conversation. I'm like, okay. You obviously know each other, but fill us the rest of us in. Who are you?
Oh, apologies. My name is Peter Lowe, and before you is a man who's pale with a bright and active demeanor. He has dark black hair and a single green highlighted streak through it that slicks back and tan brown through it as it slicks back and tanned brown skin that is clear and smooth. He's wearing a full gray suit with a red tie and formal shoes, and his eyes are dark brown that borders on black, and he has a bright smile and facial features that make him appear as a dapper gentleman and a smooth personality.
All right. He's definitely has protagonist appearance.
Yep, this is the pro tag. This is your new pro tag. But no, he's just. Well, we've got new It seems like you've rescued some pilots, and the main military hangar would probably be the best. But as I overheard you saying, you think it's likely also true that the enemies have reinforced that area quite heavily.
Definitely. I don't know. I'm not certain exactly what sort of resources we have to be able to just the three, maybe the four of us as I look this guy up and down. I suppose at the very least we should scout the area and see what we're working with.
Heather kind of eyes him up and down and says, how handy are you in a fight?
I'm okay in a fight, but I'm better at figuring out plans.
You got a plan?
Not yet.
All right. Well, I suppose at the very least we should probably do some scouting first. Let's see. Let's head over to the baggage the baggage storage area and see if we can actually look down the hallways. Yeah.
Yeah, as you guys start going that way, he clears his throat. I would recommend that we do hit or go through the vents. It seems your activities in the hallways have caused for reinforced groups in the hallways. They seem to be actively looking for you as troublemakers, which...
Of course.
Yeah.
Guilty
as charged, I guess.
Well, good tip. Okay, let's go through the damn vents again, but I guess we can't take the mechs in there.
Unfortunately, no.
All right.
But yeah, no, he'll lead you guys over to a vent to start going through, and you guys will be able to easily, make it through the vent towards the, through the over the hallways and towards the military hangar. And as you do spot, or rather hear, from below you, once I get guys shown up, squad of 4 dudes, 2 of which seemed armed with shotguns. And you just hear some grumbling from them as they walk underneath you guys. Stupid kids and whatever that have these stupid, whoever's left trying to fight us. Don't they know that they're just gonna end up dead if they keep fighting us? One of the other guys quickly pipes up. Yeah, well, I say we should have killed them all just from the start. I mean, show them what they did to us on Mars, after all. And the guys continue on past you guys, not seeming to either notice you or something. and they go down past the baggage area before, the sounds of their footsteps disappear. At which point Peter goes, looks like they might be members of what's left of the Mars resistance that rose up.
Interesting.
Are they a big or well organized group? I guess they'd have to be able to pull off a plan of this size.
Well, they were recently, within the past, I'd say a month or so, the UED or the UEF and Mars CDF managed to officially put most of them to death. It seems. This seems to be likely whatever's left over.
No, now they're acting pretty desperate. But I guess anyone who's been backed into a corner would do something like this at that point. Well, let's see if we can't foil their plans even further.
Hopefully we can. And eventually you guys will come down into the military hangar, but not into the main section of it. This looks like a pilot rest area that that you're able to drop down into. There's some chairs and stuff. There's nothing really amazing to say about this area.
But there's chairs.
Yes, there's chairs and a couch. There's a pool table also.
Awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Actually, no, I'm kidding. No, this area is filled with munitions and explosives.
Oh,
Damn
no.
it. Damn.
Like, there's, dozens of explosives and mecha-sized ammunition here. Like, there's a lot.
Well, we can make some stuff go boom.
Mm-hmm. But, do you guys want to take a peek outside the door? See what's out there?
Yes.
Alright, so you do that, and you don't need to make a test for this, luckily, because there's, the guys in here that seem to be guarding don't seem to be paying super attention to you. And the door, luckily, is already partially ajar from their entrance. But you see several things. Notably, located as a small auxiliary hangar, several floors beneath the main hangar on the other side of the station's central complex, the military hangar serves as housing for pilots of the CDF who are supposed to respond in case of emergencies. The hangar is fully equipped with a workshop and numerous bays where powerful Robotech mecha sit awaiting pilots. Its central launch area is 100 meters wide and allows for multiple vessels to launch at once and receive. It's connected to the munition storage area, which you're currently in. Parked directly in the center of the military hangar is a large shuttlecraft whose top mecha-sized hatch is open. Around it is various people who do not appear to be soldiers but are heavily armed, alongside several active mecha. So in the middle there you have your Pegasus assault ship Pegasus, assault shuttle, which seems to have been used to get, the enemy and their mecha up here. Doesn't look like anyone's on board it though, but it does look like its weapon systems are all functional if someone were to be able to get inside of it.
Interesting.
Guarding it seems to be two dudes in brigandine armor. On top of that, there seems to be a Spartus hover tank with the shadow, or rather a space capable upgrade. So it's got like a little hatch that goes over the pilot's seat when they're not in mecha mode. And a Logan aircraft, or Logan Veritech, one of the ASC's primary air snub fighters.
From the second gen. Okay, yeah, I remember that guy.
Alongside that, though, you notice that there's actually several emergency response mecha that have not yet been deployed. It seems. Two destroyed jackals, which are newer third-gen destroids. Two combats, which are standard space fighters of this era, a singular alpha fighter of unknown variant, and a singular comet fighter, which is a lesser used in these days fighter. Unfortunately, with the Pegasus in the way, there's no way for them to actively take off in fighter mode, at least.
Interesting.
Fortunately, as you look around, though, any technicians or pilots who had been here that weren't taken off are litter the area as corpses.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay, so as far as threats are concerned, it seems that our 2 enemy mecha and 2 guys in brigandine armor, as far as we can tell, and I'm going to go on a limb and say that assault shuttle there's probably enemies on board, but we won't know until we get there, if we can get it there. Well, as far as plans are concerned, we're in a room full of explosives. That's maybe we can make something work with that. Otherwise, I'm not sure exactly what other resources we have at our disposal.
Do we feel like we'd be able to sneak over to some of these mecha that are unmanned at the moment?
You could possibly do it. It's definitely going to be something you're going to have to be careful with doing.
Mm-hmm.
But these are full-scale mecha that would be able to possibly go one-to-one with these guys.
Otherwise, we could try and sneak aboard that assault shuttle, assuming we can actually, board it somehow.
It does seem to have its hatches open.
Okay, it does have its hatches open.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And at this point,
right.
Peter Lowe will say, well, if we decide to try and use these explosives here, we could likely just blow this section of the hangar away. But that would, of course, get rid of any possible usable mecha in here. Along with alerting everyone in, in the station that something has massively exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I feel
Maybe
like
not the best plan.
that's a lot of destruction to take out 2 enemy mecha and a couple of dudes.
But if we wanted to, we could attempt to get into some of the mecha. I happen to know how to pilot an Alpha Fighter from my younger days, or rather, from Robotech Flight Simulator.
Oh man.
Yeah, I used to love that game too.
I'm laughing at this guy, and then I'm like, oh wait, I just did the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's like we just said, like, oh, it's not like it's like video games, right?
Well, instead of an all or nothing plan, maybe what we can do is we can. Jato like pats one of the missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can roll one of these out the door, aim it in whatever direction, set it off somehow to launch down into the hangar. Have that be as a distraction, and then we just book it for the Pegasus assault shuttle and take our chances, and try and take that over, and maybe we can use the weapons on that to secure the hangar.
That could work, and while you are doing that, I can try to get into the Alpha at the same time.
Well, the Alpha is, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be the latest and greatest of this era, correct?
It's not the latest and greatest, as you pretty sure you saw one of the latest things fly into the main hangar, but this is like the standard issue these days. Alpha Fighters they've completely replaced the original Veritex.
Makes sense. It is 3rd gen era. Okay. Yeah, I think if you wanted to go that way, that seems to be a little bit further in than the rest. But if you want to take that chance, by all means.
All right. So
all right.
That case, if you're going to roll with this plan, I will need at least one of you to roll for a obscure or redirect. Actually, an obscure would probably fit better for this. Since you're trying to distract them and keep them, and hide yourselves from them.
Okay. All right. So I look at my Zentradi friend and my Kabaran friend. Like, all right. I'll need you guys to help roll this missile out the hallway, and I'll try and set it off with my skills.
Well, that sounds like a
okay.
job that I'm gonna be good for.
Yeah. And so you guys find like a small box of like mini missiles that would attach to the side of the mecha. So you Gadurk and you and Marsdy are like lifting and carrying it, getting ready to like drop it outside, and Jato, you're getting ready to set it off with your engineering kit if you want.
This thing is
Oh yeah,
heavy.
I definitely want to use engineering kit as opposed to let me bang on it with a crowbar and see if it goes off. Yeah.
Oh no! No.
Just bang on the right side and you're good. The other side, well,
That side.
Luckily, it does come with a nice arrow front towards enemy.
Very helpful. Very helpful.
Indeed.
Okay. I suppose would all of us be rolling in the obscure support?
So
area,
in this case, if the other two want to work to try and help like position it to better launch it or fire it down the hallway correctly while you're like getting the firing stuff going on, and Peter Lowe is going to try and help you guys also.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. And I mean, I've got heightened strength as a talent that I'm trying to find here, which might help with wrestling this big cart of missiles.
Oh yeah,
place.
no, I definitely allow you to use that for an edge on the situation.
Perfect. We're gonna bust that out.
All right. So in that case, I'll let you roll your assists first, and then Jato will fire the missiles.
Fire the missiles.
Okay, so we all get to roll.
Yep.
Let's see. Cool. Okay, there's two.
That's 4.
4. There you go. I was helpful.
So that's another 4.
Oh yeah, edge brings it down to a 4. That's cool. Yep.
And Peter Lowe gives you 2 successes.
All right, and then me using the engineering kits, I'm going to go ahead and do this whole obscure thing. Obscure with missiles. That is a phrase that I never thought I'd say in my life. But,
it works.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So we had just to go over it, we had 4, 6, 10 successes beforehand, plus 2, 4, 5 successes. That's 15 successes. And you guys set off this box of mini missiles, and it goes, 5, mini missiles come out of this box, screaming, and these dudes all start like diving for cover, like holy crap, missiles! And they're diving to the sides, and the hover tank pilot, they like switch modes really quickly. They snap mode change into like the hover tank mode, which exposes the pilot as he's pulled back the armored cupola to kind of like look around to try and get eyes on what's going on. The Logan in the back, however, takes like 2 missiles to the torso in the confusion and explodes.
Oh dear.
And Peter Lowe's at this point like, go, go, go!
All right, and then we go whoop, 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 towards the Pegasus.
You guys gotta tell me twice.
And so you guys rush past all the dudes, and you get into the Pegasus assault shuttle. And you, like, the other guys don't even notice you yet, and you get in there, and there's no one in here. You guys have this thing to yourselves.
Okay. That is an unqualified success.
Okay. Oh, good.
Did you drop your soda drink?
Yes.
Oh,
no, I still have my meat cone, though. I still have the meat cone.
Lashed onto the side.
Okay,
but
we'll see.
So this thing, for weapons, does have point defense lasers, or 2, and has a couple of heavy laser turrets. The heavy laser turrets do 1 mecha damage, but the more targets more of the guns you can put on something, the more damage it actually does. Which for if you're going to target this guy over here, you can probably get about 2 of them on target for 2 times mecha damage.
Ooh. I like it.
But
okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let me see about closing the doors, and you guys see about manning the weapons.
Cool, got it.
Hopefully Peter Bow out there will keep his head down. Or
So
Yeah, sounds good.
you have your options of like the point defense lasers for like light damage, or you can try to just hit these dudes with mecha class damage if you're trying to target either mecha or like the dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I think Keterk would jump on the big guns and try and shoot at the other mecha.
All right, yeah,
That seems like the biggest threat.
All right, and Marzi.
Yeah, I can either focus fire if the mechas are like if they have things like the particle beams that seem like they could be really destructive, I'll probably focus fire, but otherwise I'd probably just try to get a little bit into the smaller guys, like just the foot soldiers, to kind of like try to draw some of their fire so they don't all go for Kadirk.
All right, yeah, so you can jump on those point defense lasers and start spraying down the dudes. And Jato, what are you looking for?
I want to find the overall controls because I want to secure the doors. So I
All
want
right,
to
yeah,
make sure that nobody
you can
tries
do
to
that
break
in
this.
indirect phase to like lock this thing down from the outside. So in that case, we will start with yeah, we'll just jump straight into the ops phase since it seems like everyone's going for stuff. Well, we will start with Marzi.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna hop on the laser turret. Do I have a target yet?
Yes, you have these two dudes out here who are, they're dudes in Brigadine, but hopefully, your ship's point defense lasers will be able to chew through them.
Yeah, all right. So I will target I guess I'll target the closest one.
Yeah, which would probably be like this guy. You can put 4 lasers onto that dude.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then, because we can just focus fire him down. So I'll use Man at Arms, and I guess I'll use Rapid Fire to just kind of keep like a steady pulse as much as I can with like a turret.
Yep.
That is 1 success at least. So
Actually, so unfortunately, you would have 1 success, but you
oh,
don't actually have proficiency in this thing.
oh, that's right. Dang it. Okay.
But Peter Lowe has graciously gifted the group 3 global assists
That's
as he
right. So I
puts
could
out
use
as you guys as he puts out targeting data for all 3 of the hostiles that are left up.
Nice.
So you can grab one of those successes if you want.
Yeah, that way I'm doing something useful. So yeah, I will. So I'll get 1 success.
Yeah, so you like riddle this guy with multiple turrets worth of, shots, and eventually he just like there's boots left. And like a shadow of what was. But yeah, no, he is dead because you hit him with mecha damage.
Oh dear.
Goodbye.
Kadirk, you're targeting the Spartus hover tank that has gone open top for a second to look for hostiles.
Yep. And so Keterk's gonna bust out his ironclad strategy because we've got a plan here, and cover your buddy to pour down some fire on this guy and make sure he doesn't damage our newfound ship. Oh no.
Well,
Go ahead and take.
I mean, I'll take one of the global success.
Take them both. We should.
He can
focus
only
down
take
on
one,
the...
unfortunately, with how
take
globals
one.
You can only
work.
take one. Okay. Understood.
Yeah, with one, unfortunately, you can do two times. Let me double check really quickly. Yeah, so unfortunately the Spartus just take you get the good surprise hit off on the side of it, and the pilot has to throw down the armored cupola, which is like a little dome that goes over him. But he's like, what the heck? Stop firing on me, you guys! We're allies, aren't we? Wait, hold on a second. No! Enemy in the hangar! Enemy in the hangar! And like starts transforming back to Battleoid mode. And at this point, Jato, you're gonna try and close up the ship?
I am, yes.
Alright.
I don't think I need to use the engineering kit for this, so I'll just roll as normal. Let's see here. Roll 5d6 to close the doors, hopefully. I don't think I got 1 success if 5's count in that case.
Yeah, no, I'll let you. You're just looking for a button in the cockpit, and this is a standard cargo shuttle. You managed to work up, to close up the door. Actually,
Excellent.
you would actually do 1 damage to this guy. Yeah, so Kadirk, some of the shots do manage to seem to burn a small hole in, because you can actually put 3 lasers on a target at once.
Huzzah!
But it definitely is not
winged
like a you hit them with the wingdings. And it's at this point, Peter Lowe and the Alpha Fighter seems to boot up and come on out, and he's gonna put some fire down into the dude on the ground.
The dude.
Actually, he's not even gonna do that. He just comes out and he punts the other infantry dude.
Okay.
And that dude goes flying like all the way over here and hits the wall. He is not having a good day.
Yeah, mech's versus infantry seems to be quite brutal.
Mm-hmm. And he calls out over the loudspeaker, "Hurry! I'll hurry and try to get another shot off. I'll hold him off." And we'll go into the communications phase.
I barely made that last shot. I'm gonna try again though, I think.
Okay. I will throw. I'll try to do an assist. Like I guess I'll start doing the whole. I'll turn on whatever targeting software and I'll try and assist Kadir's shots.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll try to shoot again as well. See if we can.
Sounds good. So in that case, we'll start with Jato.
All right. I will try and use my science skills to try and throw some assist dice. Looks to be 3.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not proficient with this, so it would
so it'd be 2.
2. Okay.
In that case, are you making this a global pool or specific pool?
I'll make it specific for Kadir. I said that earlier, so
Okay, just making sure.
With what I said. Yeah.
In that case, Margie, you get to go up next.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right.
That's 4.
So that would
Oh,
be 4 successes. So, so what is that? That's actually that's 4.
4
I
mecha
will
damage.
use. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and deal. How damaged does this guy's mech look at this point?
He's very lightly damaged overall.
Okay. Okay, then I will I'll apply 2 and I'll keep 2 for like defense, and I'll just, if I can, like, can we use that as like a, well, I didn't say assist, but I'll just use that for personal defense in case he shoots at me.
And so you see him and he pulls up one of his arms, and all of your shots go straight into the arm shield and get absorbed by the fire completely.
Oh, damn.
But the arm shield does seem to slag off. And now Kadir, it's up to you.
You got this.
Kadir lets out a battle cry and the shots go wide.
Well, unfortunately,
that's right.
I have an assist.
You got the 2 assists.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're doing 6 mecha damage, because you can put 3 guns and you get 1 times damage per gun. And you put fire onto this dude, and you knock off parts of him. Like his main cannon gets knocked off, his gun pod's gone. It's definitely not great for him, but he is still up, and he pulls out. Sorry, I just had to check the stuff here 1 second. He's going to use one of his integrated gun pods and start spraying fire onto the shuttle.
Ruh-roh.
And this is basically like a little kind of like rotary plasma or integrated pulse weapon that's going to be shooting at you guys. And so he manages to score some hits. Well, of course he scores some hits. You're sitting there, but the mecha, your shuttle's armor luckily holds against it. Unable to, But this guy is like on his last fumes from that last powerful hit, and Peter Lowe takes advantage of this by coming in and just shoulder checking the guy into the he like gets low, shoulder checks him, and then like throws him over the shoulder before putting a couple of gun pod rounds into the downed now Spartus tank, but it doesn't actually stop it. He's like, the dude's cockpit has basically been broken open. You guys can see the dude in there, and he's very angry. And with that, we'll move to the last communication phase, because I think you guys are about to probably murder this man.
Pretty much. No quarter.
Probably.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'll continue to throw assists to Kadurk. See if he can.
Yeah, I think Kadurk is in a bear rage here. He's just holding the trigger down, trying to track the target.
I mean, the only way I'm imagining this is Jato is like hovering over your shoulder, is like, "Hey," and doing the whole annoying.
Hey, listen.
Pointing at the targeting screen. No, to the left, dummy.
Can I like assist him too by doing like some kind of covering fire for him, or just like trying to draw the enemy's attention while he gets like a better
I think
shot?
you can. I think you can definitely do something.
Let's see how this plays out, because I think it would be. We'll see how the raging bear goes. So yeah, I also will assist this round.
All right. And Peter Lowe was going to throw some assist towards you anyway.
Sweet.
All right. How would you like us to start?
All right, so we'll start with Marzi. That is 2 successes plus 1 from. So you have a total of 3 successes for a pool of 3. As you like take like the point defense guns and start strafing along the open cockpit area, the guy's having to like cover his face to, with his arm to not be blinded by the weapons fire as it hits the hull.
Nice. And
that gives Kadurk his opening. With Jato, roll your assists.
Rolling my assists. Looks to be another 2.
And then Kadurk. That is
there you go.
4 plus 2, that is 6. And you managed to just line up this shot just perfectly. You can see the guy like holding his hand over his arm, and then when Marzi's fire lets up for a quick second, he pulls it down, getting ready to fire, and then you see him kind of like lean back, like as you fire a shot right through with the heavy laser turrets, right through the cockpit.
Oof.
There is not even hamburger left over, sir.
Do you have a bear one-liner that you could throw out?
I was looking for an appropriate one, but I don't have one lined up. I apologize.
That's going to be your homework for next week. Make sure you have a whole bunch of bear puns ready.
I've got a list, but I didn't have anything for this.
Damn. It's all right.
But yeah, it looks like you guys have secured the military hangar now.
All right. I'll get on the whatever we have left for a radio, get in contact with the CDF pilots and say, all right, military hangar secure. If you can make your way along within the vents, you should be able to avoid any patrols. We'll keep an eye out on the main doors. We have taken. There's quite a few on standby mecha, and we have a Pegasus assault shuttle at our disposal. If some of you guys know how to fly this thing.
Yeah, so they'll respond back. Yeah, we're on our way, and a couple on Discord. No, don't just take that man's eye, or not Discord. Twitch, or Roll20.
There's too many programs.
Yeah, and a couple of the dudes will come down here, and they start getting in some of the mecha, and like, yeah, this is gonna be really good. Now we can take the fight back to them. And they start like manning the mecha, and Peter Lowe will eventually get out of the Alpha Fighter and step down and go, oh, definitely only somewhat like the simulators.
Kadurk will walk over to the downed mecha, that last mech that they destroyed, and look at it and go, man, that's positively grisly.
Oh, dear.
Nice.
All right. Well, so we have we have more things at our disposal. But as far as I understand, we still need to get to the security station in order to actually resolve this once and for all, and to
Mhm.
get our friendly battleship back into play.
But now that you have shuttles and mecha, Peter will mention with these we might have a chance at trying to free the sh- the carrier that's docked. We could
Ooh, that
possibly
could be a lot of assistance.
try to break open or break the docking clamps with some of the mecha.
All right.
But
Uh,
it would be fairly. Well, we'd have to be careful about any surface guns that they've commandeered, and they do have that last strange fighter.
well, we've been pulling distractions for quite a while. Do you think there's any way that we could take this Pegasus assault shuttle and maybe buzz the main hangar while the rest of the CDF pilots and maybe yourself will try and free the Izaguchi class from the station?
I think we could possibly do that. But that might put you directly in the line of fire of whatever that advanced fighter is. And who
Yeah, I don't
knows?
know if we're able to take on a advanced fighter with our proficiency level.
Well, let's see. Suppose that's the only way we could do that. I was trying. Okay, so it's either that we get harassed by the station guns and try and free the battleship, or we split up, try to cause a distraction, and that'll maybe hopefully give you guys a better chance. Hmm.
But it's at this
Um,
point I'm going to give us a quick break here. 15-minute break,
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
Okay.
We will do that really quickly. We'll be back and ready to go here in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. See y'all in a few.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, we are back, everyone, and getting right back into it as you guys are figuring out your plan. Are you going to try and work your way back through the station? Are you going to try and go along the surface? Are you going to try and go for maybe the Ikazuchi carrier and try to get its marine detachment on board? That thing can hold an unsettling amount of marines. And I mean, that's more than 5 in a row, but 5
I
marines
think
alone is scary.
I think Kedrick is going to be really focused on wanting to see if we can get that carrier into the fight, right? Get it opened up so the Marines can get off. I feel like
Yeah.
tactically that's our best bet of getting some real help here. I mean, for civilians, we're doing okay, but
They're professionals.
they're professionals.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
I'm wondering actually what now that you mentioned civilians, what I'm worried about is this contingent of guys. If we focus solely on trying to get the Ikazuchi into play, that they'll it'll be bad for the hostages that they already have. So I'm kind of wondering if we take this Pegasus assault shuttle and we do this kind of a two-pronged style. We'll have the CDF mecha pilots focusing on trying to get the Ikazuchi into play. Maybe the rest of us, and maybe if we can round up some volunteers, we take this Pegasus assault shuttle and we basically try and crash it into the main hangar and where we will maybe jump out at the last moments and go into the control room that's attached to the main hangar, and maybe we can free it up that way. I don't know what our odds are on, but that sort of thing. But that's my proposal.
Kedrick's deep in thought at the moment. You've put a lot on the table here.
That is a lot on the table. I understand. Yes, just because
So, but my concern is, if I remember correctly, aren't there a lot of civilians being held in the main terminal there?
Yeah, that
So,
the civilians, if they were there, are likely still rounded up.
Okay, so they
yeah.
would be
So my
kind of
concern with
okay.
ramming the main hangar with a ship is collateral damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And well, I suppose we can only do as much as we can do. So if we focus on trying to get the Ikazuchi into play, what would that entail? Let me go and actually ask that
Well,
first.
so that either Piotr will actually tell you that either you guys could probably try to get to the commander's office and free the capital ship from its berthing dock, or you could possibly try to just destroy the docks itself, or rather the docking clamps that are holding it in place and keeping it disabled.
So I guess Kedrick suddenly remembers we've only got a few hours before this thing crashes into the planet, and we've been, getting distracted with freeing the station bit by bit. How much time do we think we have left?
I think probably at max about 45 minutes before it becomes unsustainable. You still have time, but it's definitely there's the worry there, because once it becomes unsustainable, you guys have to focus from getting people or saving the station to getting people off the station before it becomes too much and the station hits the ground.
All right.
So my concern with trying to storm the commander's office is there's bound to be guards, right? Patrols, etc. And we're probably, you correct me if I'm making an assumption that isn't correct, but we probably can't take mecha down the hallways to the commander's office.
Unfortunately, no. And
Yeah.
it's interior enough that you can't just blast a hole from the outside.
So we're going to be slogging that on foot. if we try to take that approach versus we've got access to all of these mecha that we could take to try and break the docking rings for the command ship and get that kind of busted loose here. I mean, we could try to, I don't know. I'm like, we could try to do some kind of two-prong attack here. Because I feel like we've freed enough people that are better qualified to pilot those mecha and send them off to try and free the capital ship while we go and try and put some pressure on the commander's office. Because we got to get into that office no matter what to stop this ship from crashing, right? That's where we were indicated the controls are. So I feel like maybe we should let the more qualified pilots that we've freed go and try and get us some support while we make a ground assault.
Well,
Maybe
it's
we
more
can
of
sneak in.
I guess the commander's office, since it's all the way over here, I don't. We'd have to cover a lot of ground before we can get there. That's my biggest worry is.
You can always
we'll have
cut
to
off
go through a
part
lot
of
of
that
guns
by going through the main hangar.
from the outside. Okay.
Could we load up any of these mecha into this shuttle? Is it big enough to hold mecha?
You could totally load up like the Alpha Fighter and the not Condors, my brains. Where was it?
The Jackals?
Yes, the Jackals. Thank you. As I was just.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So you're gonna load them
Let's
up and
load
probably
up
like get
3
some
mecha.
pilots.
Yeah, get the pilots that actually know what they're doing. Let's load them up into this thing and then, maybe not crash it into the hangar, but combat land into the hangar and see if we can surprise attack them and save all the civilians in there. Or prisoners. I guess they're not all civilians.
All right.
Based upon what we know, just as a plan B, does this Pegasus shuttle, can it fit? As far as we know, would it be able to evacuate all the civilians that are?
It would
Still
probably be a
trapped.
tight squeeze from just the main terminal because there's a lot of people, but there are other shuttles in the main hangar too that you can use.
Okay. So
and we've
that would
got
be a nice
excess
plan.
pilots, right?
Yeah, you've got excess pilots. Some of the dudes are still back over in the other hangar with the Destroyed Spartans. Just because they couldn't get to you guys.
Yep.
They're waiting for a chance to try and maybe go out on the hull and try to get things.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that's what I'm hearing is the best plan that we've got is to basically load up this assault shuttle with as much mecha support and support people as we possibly can, and just make a landing assaults into the main hangar. Try and take out as many dudes as we can, and then make it our way on foot into the commander's office. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. This sounds like we're full frontal assault here.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. And I guess Mr. Val out there, if you could cover our butts in that Alpha Veritech, since that enemy, we still know that there's an enemy Veritech flying around outside the station, or at least they have at least one of those available.
Yep.
I can do my best to support you.
Would any of the pilots be qualified to fly these 3 fighters that we've got?
Yeah. These guys are CDF pilots. They were actually stationed here before, they got dragged off.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, I would think 3 fighters plus, our buddy Peter Lowe here running air defense or space defense for us would give us a fighting chance.
All right. Okay. Sounds like we have a plan. Is we'll get someone to fly this shuttle in, and we'll fly it in there with us manning the guns and with some fighter support.
All right. Yep. So guys are in the shuttle. I'm assuming you're taking up basically the same positions as before. Jato's piloting, Kidirk's on the big guns, Marzi's on the smaller guns.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
I will pilot this as best as I can.
Yep.
Luckily we won't.
And so
have
you
to go
guys
very
are,
far.
the Jackals are coming with you guys, and Peter Lowe says he'll stick with you guys just in case. And just because, doesn't want to risk, you guys getting jumped alone, and the 3 fighters will cover you once the area is clear. Or once they can launch, which one is basically when you guys take off.
Okay.
I swear, if this guy ends up being our instructor or something after all this.
Well, we just gotta make a good impression.
You can
I
argue
guess.
that this is on the job training and will apply to
That's true.
credits.
Do you think they'll count
We've
this
made
for
a
no
good
extra
accounting
credit?
of ourselves.
Yeah, no, so you guys get ready to, you guys load up the mecha and take off, and you're flying out there. As I move all of you guys out there, the Jackals and the fighters coming out to support you, and as you guys come out, no, not flip, stop flying upside down. There we go. As you guys swing on out, the mysterious fighter comes out of the main hangar and moves to quickly engage the other fighter craft, and the pilot's like, "Go on ahead and land. We'll keep this guy busy. He won't be able to take on all 3 of us."
Famous last
A
words.
few minutes later. All right.
And you guys
good
fly through, and the surface guns start firing away at your shuttle, and a couple of shots impact and burn right through the armor. But you manage to quickly and land? Question mark? It's more like a skid stop thing into the hangar, where Peter Lowe and the 2 Jackals start popping out and, getting ready to put down some serious firepower on them. Down over here on the side, which you did not see before because it must have happened after you left, there is 2 sets of power armor that are holding up a bunch of technicians. And they're turning to you guys, and everyone's like, "What the hell?" And they're getting ready to, these are Manticore power armors, and they're armed with modular ion rifles, and they're getting ready to they're kind of like looking between you and the 15 flight crew that they're flight crew workers who they're holding on the side. Meanwhile, up in the main hangar, you have your the dudes in here who are all like looking between you and the civilians, and some of them are like raising their guns at like the civilians, like, "Don't do it, we'll shoot them." Alongside the flight control area over here, which seems to have some dudes in it, and one of them goes up to one of the buttons and presses like a loudspeaker that you guys can all hear. "All CDF forces and all those who are resisting, surrender, or else we will kill the hostages. Don't take this as an idle threat. We will do this." How do you guys respond?
All right. So we have the gravity. I'm wondering if we can futz with the gravity somehow and basically turn it off somehow and disorient everybody.
Yeah, like maybe one of us could start talking and try to distract them. Like maybe I can, because I kind of look human while you do that. I don't know. Or we can pretend to surrender while you're doing that.
If you want to do something like that, roll me an observation check.
Okay, I will roll an observation check. All right, with my science skills and looking around, I
One success.
maybe one success.
Nice.
Or should I? Let's see here.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll let you use the Command and Conquer equipment suite on this thing. It just has like a whole command center that has like scanning things inside of it. I'll let you use that as an equipment suite for 2 dice.
All right. 2d6 extra.
That's another
Alright,
2
there's another
successes.
2.
So I'll say you find you find 2 localized gravity emitters. 2 of the smaller ones that just help, make sure maintain everything in the area. But you know that when you disable one, the other will ramp up or will basically move to compensate.
Compensate.
So you'd have to either destroy both of them or possibly, destroy one, which would give you a limited effect for a short time.
Okay.
And they would either disable gravity in the main area in here or the flight control.
Okay. I'm thinking we try and take out the gravity emitters, which should throw off everybody in there well enough that we should be able to hopefully get the upper hand and take them out.
And the only prisoners we see are the 2 green.
There's
in
more
the
people in
corner
here.
there.
I just didn't want to
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want to fill
Strong
that room with
houses, please.
smiley faces.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no. Does anyone respond to his request for your surrender?
No, I think our best bet is to maintain the initiative and just pour on the fire while they might not quite be expecting us to just open fire.
All right.
Yeah,
I agree.
no warning, no stalling or arguing. You just want to
just take
unleash.
out as many as we can.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm down with that.
Hoping that they're gonna be more, intimidated by us and start, reacting to our actions rather than just shooting at civilians. It may not work out for us, but
I guess my thought is there's I guess I point out to everybody else is that there's 2 gravity emitters that control for this area. If we pour enough fire into both of them, we might be able to basically get gravity offline, and hopefully that'll disorient everyone else enough that we can take initiative and take the rest of these guys out, so that they
I
don't,
would say
open fire.
We can maybe split that, we can take out the gravity emitters in the main terminal area where there are civilians being held captive, and then maybe somebody else fires at the battle armor that are holding the guys in the hangar. Actually, I'm not too worried about the flight control room yet because those guys, as far as we know, there's no civilians up there right now.
All right. It sounds like we have a plan. All right. I since both of you guys are on the guns, it sounds like how about each of you guys aim for one of the gravity emitters, and let's see if we can play it that way.
All right. In that case, that sounds like your communication phase. We will start with Kadirk.
Alrighty. Dirk's gonna stick to the plan here and try to cover these civilians by opening fire on one of these gravity emitters.
Right. I'm gonna say that you've had enough targeting time that you can get back. You're nominal for this gun specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, if you switch off to another gun or try to pilot this thing, you're not going to be able to do it. You'll still go back down to hindrance or possibly even disadvantage. But for this, you got this. You played video games before.
I did just mow down that other mech in the other hangar too.
Mm-hmm. So you got 4 successes to target the gravity lock. You will hit it dead on and melt through one of the walls, and everyone kind of feels gravity failure in main hangar. Secondary generator coming online. as it starts trying, as gravity goes off and everyone in the area starts floating a little bit that wasn't prepared for it. And with that, then Marzi,
Okay.
you
All
are
right, so
also
we.
at nominal for this.
Oh, sorry. Say that one more time.
You're not at hindrance anymore for this gun specifically.
Great. Okay, and so we were gonna shoot at the controls, right, to try to like flip gravity and like mess with them. All right, so I am gonna do that then, as planned. Oh God, hope this works. All right, let's try it. So I'll do rapid fire and man at arms. Oof. I got 1-4, but I don't think I have like an edge or anything, do I?
Unfortunately not. Do you want to? You could reroll with your nature.
Yeah. You know what? I will, because I feel like this is pretty brash. Like, this is a bold move. So I'll take that.
Yeah. So you get to reroll all your failed dice.
Okay. So all 5, and that's
3.
That's better. That's 3 successes this time.
Yeah, so you're also able to burrow, with these point defense guns. They're a lot smaller, they're a lot more rapid fire, but you still burrow through the metal, and eventually, you hear, gravity fully gives out, and all of you guys are like mag-locked, except Kadirk, who's having to hold himself in his seat. Because he doesn't have, powered armor, or rather, armor with like mag-lock boots like you guys. But all of your guys are like locked down. Notably, the power armors on the side here are also locked down from the enemy side, but everyone else is kind of starting to float and lose their balance. And this will slow them. And what basically that means is that they'll act after everyone.
Okay. I think by this time, Marzana, if you want to use those anti-personnels and try and take out as many bad guys as you possibly can. Kadirk, if you could use those anti-mecha ones on those power armors, and let's just try and empty out the hangar as best we can.
You got it.
And you start hearing calls from the outside. We've started engaging this thing, but it keeps jumping off sensors. I can see it, but it's behind me. Get it off my 6. And on the other end of the frequency here, this is the destroids. We're moving towards the capital hangar. We're gonna try and rip it apart and see if we can't get the capital ship free.
Good luck.
Whole station assault here.
And your guys in here are also getting ready to fire and shoot away at stuff. So we'll start off with anyone doing anything? Communication phase. Sorry.
I was going to start throwing global assists to everybody, just using the targeting data on it. Yeah.
Yep. So you can roll your assists right now.
All right. Roll 5d6, and I will make this a global assist pool. So there's
3 successes.
3.
Unless you wanted to use also the 2 dice from the Command and Conquer suite.
I assume that there's
there's no
I did designate this. I guess I did already designate this as a global pool, so I'd only be able to throw a maximum of 2 or 3 dice to everybody. What was that?
But we have allies that could pull. Yeah.
Okay. I might as well. I have the console powered up, so I might as well just do exactly that.
Play your favorite game, Command and Conquer, starring Leonard versus Leonard.
Okay. More silos needed. Oh, hey, look,
3 successes.
3 more.
Yep. So you have 6 successes there to divvy out successes, which allies and stuff will try to grab. And you notably notice, like on sensor, that this fighter, like you have it on your sensors for a couple of seconds, and then it just jumps off completely. There's no like jamming signal there. There's nothing like anything else. It's just gone.
Interesting.
But with that, we're gonna jump over to Kadirk.
Kadirk's gonna bring these bigger guns to bear on the power armor in the corner over here.
Aha, bear pun.
Was that an intentional pun or no?
Yes,
You'll never
I'm
know.
trying my best here. I'm trying.
It works.
And so with his newfound proficiency here, getting comfortable with these guns, he puts 3 successes on target, and he'll grab one of the how many allies? We got 3, 6. We got 6 allies. I'm gonna leave a global success there. I think 3 successes. I'm feeling good. We'll let the allies have a chance.
All right, yeah. So you get 3 successes, and you put some fire onto these dudes, and you manage to take out one of them. You know, you managed to put the heavy anti-mech guns onto this dude and rip him apart. And then we'll go over to Marzi.
All right. I am gonna lay down fire against as many of these guys as I can. So let's see how I do on my own. Oh no, I might grab one of those successes. So
You should grab as many as possible. Yes.
How many can I get?
Unfortunately, only 1 because it's a global assist pool.
Oh, okay, dang. All right, so 1.
So 1 success, and who were you targeting specifically?
You're on the smaller anti-personnel gun, so
yeah, So I was
the dudes.
Yeah, I was just like shooting the guys like that have near the hostages.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to focus your guns down, and you'll actually pick off 2 of the guys who are you were targeting these guys near the hostages, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, you'll manage to pick off about 2 of them.
Okay, sweet.
As these guys are,
something.
unfortunately, pulled completely out of their out of the situation for a second as they try to recover themselves. These 2 guys are gonna move over here and try to shoot up the flight control, which they are absolutely able to do. Like, these things are advanced, and while they're small and sleek, they very much have firepower behind them.
Nice.
Specifically, the jackals. These things have like light beam cannons, and they're 2 big light beam cannons in each hand, and they're do, and manage to take out 3 of the dudes up here inside of the main hangar. But it looks like the dude who was trying to talk to you guys still survived. Peter Lowe, on the other hand, no, don't take your shuttle away from you. No, stop that. Roll 20. Peter Lowe is going to go over and quickly, with his plasma, his, rapid fire plasma gun, put some fire into this guy and take him out. And, Kadirk, since you were aiming that way, I'm going to say this. You notice that for a man who supposedly only used simulators, his fire is precise, clean, and very effective.
Yeah, I suspect there's more to this guy than we know yet.
And it's at this point, you guys notice up in the hangar, though, someone else bursts in really quickly. He looks like a woman of some sort who quickly, I will describe her in a second, but she quickly gets in, and before this officer guy here could, figure out what's going on, she literally gets up behind him and just snaps his neck before he even knows she's entered the room.
Right.
Okay, that's we have allies all over the place apparently.
Sorry, I'm having to try and find her thing here. I was just looking at it. 2 seconds. There it is. It looks like a young woman, no older than 24 years in age, but probably younger by her looks. She has pale Caucasian complexion with long black hair that extends down to her lower back that she has tied up into a long ponytail. She has long bangs on either side of her face and deep green eyes with a beauty mark just below her left eye. She's wearing blue jeans and a yellow-brown hoodie with a teal shirt underneath. She has a fairly ordinary build and stands at about 5'7", and is incredibly toned beneath her clothing, which you can tell by the way she's moving. And she quickly calls over the thing. Flight control secure. You guys need to finish getting those civilians cleared. I'm gonna try and turn off the surface guns.
On it, Control. Thanks for the assist.
And she like throws the dude's body to the side to get at the controls and starts like typing away. At this point, we'll move into the next communication phase.
All right. I suppose let's try and focus down the rest of these grunts and see if we can take them out before they rally and I don't know, try to do a scorched earth thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Does this shuttle have any sort of? I guess I don't know if this makes any sense with like any sort of like smoke launchers, smoke dischargers, that sort of thing.
Let me pull it up here for you a second. I'm having to bounce through the book like 5 different pages. The Pegasus Assault Shuttle does not have something like that, unfortunately. But it does have an equipment suite with one use, which allows it to basically set all of its guns to start tracking enemies, if you want to try and use that. It'll give whoever's shooting the point defense lasers, which in this case is Marzi, 4 dice. But it is only one use.
Sounds
like I don't see any reason why not. I'm just hoping it doesn't like, do the whole, oh look, a civilian airliner sort of But yeah, I will push. I'm gonna imagine this as a big green lever. I'm gonna pull the big green.
Yeah, you like set it up for Marzi, and Marzi, you see across you Porcupine system activated, designated hostile targets.
Well,
all right.
Then we'll take those out.
Yeah. So for this roll, Marzi, you get 4 extra dice.
Oh, nice. Okay, so my normal 5 plus 4, so like 9d6. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Ooh.
Nice. And so you just start spraying this, and you manage to actually take out basically 3 more sets of 2. As I have to quickly go unit by unit here. And now, Kadirk, are you going to... The last 2 guys up here in the top left, they look like they're about to start breaking and running. Are you going to shoot them before they can run, or are you going to let them run?
I am going to try to catch them before they can get away.
All right, so fire your cannons. 3 successes? Yeah, no, that'll... they've vaporized. There's nothing left, sir. And with that, combat in here seems to end right now, but you quickly hear from the outside, I can't shake him! Get him! Ah! As it sounds like several, the escorting fighters that you had start taking fire and going down.
Edric will jump on the comms and address the individual in flight control. Control, is there anything you can do with the turrets for the pilots outside?
I'm trying to work on it. I'm a fighter pilot. I'm a special forces operative, not a technician. And
can you?
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Is there any way that we can patch, I guess, the shuttle controls to basically link into the flight control center, and maybe one of us can do that? Can maybe assist?
Yeah, no, you can definitely try that if you want to.
Okay. All right. I guess I calm over. Okay. If there's a push, the green lever, set it to channel 9. I'll see what I can do from here. And, I will try
all right.
link
Setting to channel 9. and she'll send it over your way, and now you can attempt to turn those turrets on that guy.
Okay. Can I? Is this a situation where I could use an engineering kit or no?
Yeah. So in this case, it's less you're going to be directly targeting and more just reprogramming the turrets.
Okay. All right. I will do that. I will upload the enemy profile. Hey, it looks like this. I will throw a engineering kit charge into it and see what I get with science. Science and gusto, go.
1, 2,
A
3,
little bit of
4.
science, a little bit of gusto. Yes.
Yes, that's 4 successes. Yeah, no. So you're able to. What turrets that you can start trying to put fire that way, and it doesn't seem like this pilot is going to be that easily defeated, but you've at least put a hitch in their plans. Meanwhile,
Okay.
the Destroid team says that they have reached the Capitol hangar and are getting ready to start trying to rip it open, or rip open the docking clamps to get them the UEDF forces or the UEF forces in.
Okay. I'll come in and say, how are things looking out there? Is there anything we can do from the main hangar?
No, we just got to get. This looks like it's going to be some just straight and true hard work. By that I mean we're just going to rip it apart.
Good luck, team. We'll focus on getting the civilians out of here.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
it's at this point you guys have cleared the hangar. The flight control people are saved. It looks like, for the most part, you guys have secured this area.
all right. I guess I'll face our comrades. All right. I think we might be able to. We might be able to still do things, help out if we go to the commander's office and see if we can actually, lift down this lockdown and hopefully turn off the station from crashing down onto the planet's surface, and then
Yeah, I think that's
help
a
out
good
everyone else.
idea. And there's enough pilots and stuff that we've freed here that they should be able to start evacuating the civilians on these 3
Yeah.
shuttles, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they can probably definitely get to that.
I will come over to the back to the flight stations. Hey, you said you were special forces, right? We have a on foot plan. Hopefully you can help us out.
Yeah, sure. Who are you anyway?
You gotta come up with a great name for our little squad.
We're Arcadia Academy hopefuls. We this is well, it's not even the first day of school yet. I don't even know if we're considered students.
You know what? Stupiders existed. My boss for existence. Anyway, fine. Just get in here quickly.
On our way. Okay. Well, it's a hell of a first day. I mean, let's
exactly.
hopefully let's end it on a good note.
So since we're about
Alright.
15 minutes or about 20 minutes out, do you guys want to go a little longer? See if you guys can finish this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So you guys eventually will make it inside, and it's definitely Peter Lowe says that he's going to go outside and try to deal with that fighter. Try to help the last surviving fighter pilot. With the weird one. Well, the defense turrets, working. You guys are having to work really quickly at this point because it's about, say, 30, maybe even 20 minutes left. Hard to tell at this point, but you guys can start to feel just that ever so hint that gravity's getting heavier. And so you meet her in here, and she's like, okay, what's your plan?
Are you familiar with the commander's office? From what we can tell, the whole lockdown and gravity and the station being, doing a gravity fall, it's all being controlled from the commander's office. I think we need to storm that and get it back under control. Are you familiar with this area?
Yeah, just about coming back here. Besides the point. Yeah, no, I know this area, but right now the problem is whatever forces that Neuron has left are gonna be up there, including him. And just that dude's a Ghost Squadron. That guy is a certified special forces killer.
All right. Do you know of any other security stations that could override that could potentially override the commander's office?
No, they would be stupid to design a ship like that.
I guess you're right.
But if you have to get into the commander's office, we'll have to fight our way in. And it's not going to be just,
see any way around it.
It's not going to be just, the regular troops you've been fighting. He's probably got the last of his elite guard in there.
Well, with what we have mechas, we have explosives, we have a lot of things at our disposal. Can we rig a missile to go off in there somehow?
I mean, if you guys want to run back to the military hangar and try to grab a missile or something, or grab a missile from somewhere.
Those are really heavy.
Cutter could probably.
I think one of our friendly
them.
mecha probably has some sort of ordnance that we could possibly.
Oh yeah, we got some in the hangar here. Yeah, let's see if we can.
Any of you guys have any missiles we could use? Yeah.
Missiles.
Totally normal questions.
Let's see. Missiles. No, that's the beam cannons. No, that's the parachute. Yeah, we got some missiles.
Okay, we're about to do something incredibly stupid, but we'll see how it goes.
I mean,
all right.
You're saying that civilians, trying to liberate an entire station from the psychopathic, enemies of the state isn't stupid?
No, this is the entrance exam. Academy standards have gone up.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, I can't think of any other plan that would give us an advantage. My thought is just to go out into the hallway that's right outside the commander's office and just set off a missile to fire directly into that room and see what happens.
Well, if you want to stop by the security station, maybe we can get some other people in there. I know that some others were taken that way.
That is a very good point. I actually forgot that there was a security station that would be on one of these. All right. Let's see what we can do in there. Hopefully there's not too many baddies in there.
Yeah, no, so you guys are able to quickly move into the security station, and in here are a bunch of, well, besides the armory, but it seems like it's been welded shut. You'll have to work to get it open if you want it, but it looks like most of the control staff has been moved to the interrogation room and is sealed in there. There's about 17 people there, including the station commander, XO, and security chief.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we should probably I'll pull out this handy engineering kit, which hopefully has a tool that will take care of exactly this.
Yeah, so which one are you going to go for first? The interrogation room, or the armory?
I'm going to go... I think information is better than tools at this point, so I will go for the interrogation room. So.
Okay. Yep. So make your roll. Is anyone else going to help try and wedge this door open, because it's been sealed?
Yeah, for sure. Ketter's gonna leverage his strength here to help push through.
Right. Yep. So in that case, you can feel free to roll your stuff. Assists.
I believe in you. You can pitch in.
All
if I
right,
need
I'll let
to.
you roll your assist first. Yes.
Yep. So roll 5d6. I think I can justify the 5 here.
That's 2 successes. Are you going to be using your bear strength?
I am, yes.
All right.
So I can do that per encounter, right?
Yep. I will say that if you use it here, it will carry over into the encounter with the commander's office.
That makes sense. I'm okay with that, I think.
Okay. So in that case, you have 4 successes. Jato, roll.
All right, rolling with the assist of the engineering kit and Kadurk's bearing.
Bear strength.
That's another 4 successes. Yeah, so with 8 successes, you guys are able to actually rather quickly like, Jato, you managed to hit just a couple of things to disable the magnetic locks and actually reverse the polarity on them to start pushing them apart, and then Kirk goes in and he gets his claws into the door and pulls before it opens. This takes you guys about 5 minutes.
Running out of time, folks.
And inside, like I said, is the commander and everyone else, and they all start filing out, and several of them already start going to work, like getting the armory door open, and managed to get it open within really quickly because there's like 5 guys who very quickly, including the security chief, would go for it. And the commander of the station looks over you guys and goes, "So you guys are the ones that saved us, huh? Don't look like military. Let me guess, you're trying to die hearted or something?"
Students, actually.
Well, either way, good job so far, but now we've just got to get back to the commander station. We don't have too much time left from what I was calculating. And
All right.
it's at this point you guys hear the sounds of the station kind of shakes a little bit, and you hear over the radio, "Okay, we got the capital ship free." And by God, that's a lot of Marines.
Woo, the cavalry's coming.
Oh, that's good. Yay.
For reference, I'm just gonna drop those in there as they are quickly flooding the station. Token layer.
Oh, look at all those guys.
Yeah, these guys are all dressed up in CVR power armor with cyclones.
Whoa.
And they are racing in here. Some of them are even like, some of them, the lead detachment of them actually rounds out to the corner to around here, like starting to hold it. And the rest are starting to file around. Some of them were even riding in bike form indoors.
Yeah, I run up
Rolling down the hall. Nice.
I mean,
I
I
run up
would.
to like the viewport to like get a look at that because that's pretty fucking cool.
Ketter doesn't want to be left out of this final engagement, having risked life and limb so far. So he's gonna charge out into the hallway and try and follow after this lead element.
Right.
Hey, wait up!
I ask a question to the station commander
right.
first. Is as I understand it, this Mars resistance guy, he put all this in motion and such. Is there any sort of I don't know, dead man switch that you think this guy would set up to be able to deny us from taking the station? He'll have one final trump card to play to.
I've got no idea. Someone with Ghost Squadron experience could do just about anything they wanted.
Well, I'm wondering if we can potentially, I don't know, negotiate with them and tell them that they can just leave the station if they'll just relinquish the controls, if they would accept that.
No chance they'd believe that, even if I would agree to let him go. The man's on the most. Ghost Squadron and TR Edwards supporters are on the most wanted list. No way in chance we're letting them out of here. And on top of that, if this guy is, seriously trying to drop the station, which it felt like he was, then what
Zero-sum game for him.
Yeah, it's a zero. He died. He either sits there and dies while we try to negotiate, or we burst in and we kill him and he dies, and he possibly still drops it. Man's got no reason to surrender, it seems.
I was afraid of that. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
And so, as you run out here, this lead detachment guy, he looks at you and he goes, "Freeze! Oh, put the gun on the ground!" Because you have a rifle, if I remember, or you have
true.
some of the weapons. And he was like, "Freeze! Put the gun down! Put the gun down!"
Oh man, Ketter kind of holds his arms out, and lets the gun drop, but he's like, I'm friendly. We got to get to the commander's office. We've only got a few minutes left.
Well, luckily for you at this point, Peter Lowe actually pops up behind you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take out that other one. And, you see him reach into his jacket and pull out, GMP, he's with me.
Oh, boy.
And the soldiers kind of like back up for a second. Yes, sir. Sorry about that, sir. Look, we're getting ready to breach in. We're gonna need all the help we can get. Who knows what he's got in there?
Cutter scoops his rifle back up and kind of starts moving forward. He's like, well, let's go then.
Yep. So you guys and this squad of 5 dudes gets ready to run up here. I'm assuming everyone's coming with, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't see any reason. We might as well finish this campaign out. So let's do it.
All right. Yep. So you guys all head up there. Even Peter Lowe's coming up. Actually, Peter Lowe doesn't come with you. He says, "I need to work with the commander to try and organize checking for wounded and making sure that we find any survivors from Ghost Squadron's group."
Good luck.
Be safe.
Me too.
And so at this point, the lead guy, he gets up on the door in his CVR armor, and instead of like putting a jet charge on it like you might expect, instead he throws his arms down to the side and 2 long blades come out that are like vibrating with energy, vibrating as he literally cuts the door into 4 pieces.
Nice.
And inside are the last survivors of this. In the middle, Nura, who stands there and goes, "You're not gonna stop me. Rick Hunter and the government aren't going to get away with what they've done. They've already sent how many people on suicidal missions back to Earth? My son even went on the last one, the failed 21st Mars division. It's all this government's fault. It's all Rick Hunter's fault. I'm going to make sure they understand their fault." Comms phase.
This guy has some serious issues. Well.
But now that you can look at him, though, he is a scarred man with dark skin, short dreadlocks, and a croaking voice. He appears a man of color in his middle ages whose hair has begun to go gray from stress. He bears many notable injuries across his ruddy skin, tempered by exposure to war and the elements likely across many worlds. He seems to be incredibly brutal from what you can tell, and by the fact that he's with Ghost Squadron, likely human-centric. And doesn't seem like he cares about the loss of life about what he's about to do. But yeah, with that communications phase, go ahead. This squad of 5 dudes is going to try and do dude things.
Extremely dude things.
Yeah.
Dude things.
The
Yeah.
Marines are going to marine.
Yeah, I mean, Kedrick's gonna just charge right in here.
Yeah, I will too.
He's gonna proc his lead the charge, talent here.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
I mean, pushing right in with these Marines.
Okay, so you going after one of the side dudes or Nura himself?
Oh no, I'm gonna go right in after the
Nice.
main dude here.
All right.
Kedrick is personally offended at them taking all of these hostages and terrorizing these civilians.
Mm-hmm.
He, as a Kerbaran, he just does not tolerate this kind of terrorism.
Yeah. In that case, we'll go there. Jato, what are you planning?
Jato is not really, doesn't feel confident in his fighting skills. He's going to try and rush for the commander's office to try and break this lockdown. And
all right.
Ooh, good idea.
Good idea. Everyone else is locked down. You're going to try and save the day. And Marzi.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run in and just start like spraying this group here, so that way that way they can get into the commander's office too. So I'll attack like some of these guys here.
Okay. So just so you know, Nura is wearing CVR armor. He is like, but he does not have a cyclone.
Okay.
Okay.
So he is heavily armored and ready for a fight. And he has a shotgun.
Joy.
Oh boy, maybe don't
It'll
get
be
too
Kurdir's
close.
shotgun before too long, right?
But yeah. So in that case, this, the mysterious woman from before is going to attempt to assist you, Kadark. So in that case, we
Okay.
will start with Kadark because he has to lead the charge.
Okay.
Yep.
So here we go. I think Kadirk is gonna take a point of stress. He's gonna use his skills, cover your buddy and rally cry together because he's trying to draw attention from this this big bad guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a full 66 here.
All right.
And I am going to be. I'm trying to think about the best. Since he's in armor, I'm not going to try and attack him unarmed here. I don't think that even my bear strength is probably going to do much. So I'm going to bust out. I've got this carbine. I think I can shoot that at short range, or would I be better off using it in the pistol mode? Probably.
You do know that the carbine mode does have some basic penetration.
Yeah, I'm going to use it in carbine mode as I charge at him here and try to ignore some of his armor.
Okay. That is 2 successes there. This one on the side here has or the woman who is assisting you rather.
And it would now be an appropriate time maybe to pop my nature of fearless. Can I re-roll the ones I missed with that?
You're charging a super terrorist with a shotgun. And
yeah, so I'm gonna
proc
my fearless nature with my attack here, and I'm gonna re-roll the missed ones there. And that looks like I'll pick up another 4 successes. So
yep, that's
a total of 6.
6 successes. You put 6 successes shots worth into this dude. Check him really quickly.
Ignoring a point of armor.
Yep, you're ignoring a point of armor, so he's only got 2 armor compared to you. So his 2 armor will take that, and you still have 4 successes. So yeah, you rush in and you put a couple of shots in this dude as you close to melee, and you get a couple of good shots and crack the visor on his helmet, and you really make him bleed for what it is. And then he pulls up his shotgun and puts a shot right back into you.
Oof.
Let me just check my wonderful little villain section here.
Oh, that's a second point of stress.
Yes. Okay. So he gets 3 successes on you with his shotgun. And so luckily you are wearing that makeshift 1 armor, which does stop it.
Yep.
And so you're going to take 2 wounds. But,
yep. Now I've got this toughness stuff.
Yeah, you've got built tough, right?
I think it's called thick-skinned.
Yeah, let me.
I'm always considered to have armor 1, resist 1.
Okay, so if you didn't have resist 1, or in this case, if he had any sort of penetration that would ignore your armor, you'd ignore that.
Yeah,
but
this is when unarmored.
Yeah,
it doesn't stack with armor. Okay.
So yeah, you're going to be taking 2, but you can sacrifice things in order to survive, like he's done. He sacrificed his armor to survive.
Oh yeah, I'm going to sacrifice this crappy armor that I got then.
All right,
My
yeah. So
makeshift armor.
you'll manage to reduce the damage by 1 and take out, so you'll lose your armor. It gets shredded by the shotgun shell, and it falls off of you as you're like rushing into like basically melee combat with this guy, and you guys are like locked in combat. Unfortunately, your assistant, the female, or the woman that was helping you, doesn't do too well on her roll. Sadly, dice being dice. So Marzi, you're up.
Okay. I am going to let's see. I should be up in here. I am going to come here and I will just keep shooting at these guys.
All right, you're going to shoot for some of the side guys?
Yes.
All right. Any which one of them that, particularly you don't like?
So we'll go for this one that has the skull marking here. He's like right in front of the door, because
he's got like one of those wolf modular weapons like you do.
Yeah, there can only be one of us right now, so that's 2 successes because I rolled a 6.
2 successes. All right, so you managed to put some fire on him, but unfortunately, it just doesn't punch through his armor.
Damn. Okay.
But you do, like, at the same time, you distract him enough that this dude, the one who breached through the door, basically comes through like a Beyblade and cuts the dude in half.
Oh, God.
Seems the Marines forgot the word restraint and overkill. And Jato,
he doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. So Jato, with that guy dead, you like rush past, what remains of him and into the commander's room, and in here you have access to the console that will be able to override the thing. It has override codes, but to get those, you see that there's a painting on the wall that's fallen off, and there's an emergency safe that it's likely locked in.
I see.
So if you're going to need to bypass the lock to get the emergency, to basically those override codes, to basically turn all of this off.
Okay. All right. And I say to no one in particular, I say, okay, I got this. This is child's play. All right. And as I pop open the engineering kit to render myself an assist. And,
I believe this is the last use of this one?
Yes. This will be the last use of that one.
Oh, okay.
We still have actually one untouched one after.
Yep, that Marzi has.
That Marzi. Oh, I'll have to grab it from her. Okay. I will go ahead and let's see. I'll go ahead and I'll expend 1 more point of stress. Okay. This feels pretty important. Well, let's see. Yes, I will. So I'll go ahead and bump that up to 9d6.
Okay, nice.
Wow. All right.
Let's
open sesame. That's not a very good open sesame.
Well, I think you do have another nature that you can use.
Yes, I will do exactly that. It's just like I look over my shoulder and I with my very terse nature, I say whatever expletive is very, very popular in this era. I don't know. What did they say? Did they actually have any in Robotech?
Frack you? No, that's Battlestar.
I don't remember.
I don't think they really do. These guys aren't robots. You can't like call them clankers or anything.
All right. Well, I'll just curse and shout, and I'll like kick the door open because that percussive maintenance always works. So let's see here. Let me re-roll.
I imagine that because this is the last use of the kit, you just literally take like the tablet or equipment in the kit, and you just literally just smash it on the lock.
Yeah. All right. So re-rolling everything except that 6. Well,
that's another 6. That's 4. So you're working through it, and you just about have it, but it's part of the lock just isn't going. You're just short of completing it, and this is a task that it stacks the successes on, so you'll be able to finish it next turn.
So,
question.
Yes.
Since I kind of led the charge into this room.
Oh yes, you can give him a reroll.
Said it. So I think you can re-roll.
In fact, because there's
first round.
In fact, I even let you let Marzi also do the reroll because there's 4 of you, and because the nice special forces lady is also following you.
Well, is there any rules about re-rolling or re-roll? Because
Technically, I
I've
don't
already...
think there is, but I also this sounds way too cool. Let's go with it.
Okay.
You got 4.
All right.
Come on. Let's see a 1. 1 success, that is,
All
not a
right.
1.
Okay, so is it I re-roll all my fails, or just
You can reroll all the fails. You can reroll the fails and the successes if you want. You can reroll like 3
all
dice
right,
if you
I'll
feel
just
like it.
re-roll I'll just re-roll the fails then. All right.
There we go.
Well, that's another
Yeah, so you just think to what your friends, this thing's about to fall out of orbit. You need those codes, and you give it one more whack with like a wrench in the engineering kit, and the wrench snaps in half, and then the door slides like open, or like swings open, revealing inside some loot.
loot.
Ooh.
Notably a pistol, a knife, and some security card, probably the commander's override codes. That's not important though. The knife and the pistol though. That's where it's at.
And does the security code is the word bear in there somewhere? I'm certain.
It does seem like it spells bear by using like leet speak.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, no, you have the code, and now you can just rush back in here and hopefully turn it all, put it in, and get the station reorganized from like one of the consoles inside the main station control room.
Awesome.
So you'll have to run back out into the middle of the massive like brawl that's happening now.
well, one step at a time.
Yep.
All right. So that was a very productive turn. How about you guys?
Well, this is going to go back to communications phase. So in that case, is the plan the same? Beat up the dudes?
Yeah, we still have like 4 or 5 targets, 6, 7 left in here.
You have 1, 2, 3 left. The dudes with
the
motorbike army
Marines,
friendly.
Yeah, so we got so I feel like, pew pew.
All right.
So yeah, I think we're in the communications phase, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Ketter, having rushed, right at this guy, is going to continue to bear down on this main bad guy and actually try to grapple him in an attempt to hold him in place, make it easier for all these other more elite people to help take him down.
All right. Yeah.
Quick question about this pistol and knife. Does this pistol seem like it's better than everybody else's?
No, it's
everything?
it's like to standard issue 45 pistol. It's basically, for all intents and purposes, it's just like a standard pistol. It doesn't have pen. It has one-time damage.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
The golden collector's item. He prestiged at least a couple of times.
Okay. I suppose I will render an assist somehow. I suppose having I with the remains of this engineering kit, I'll try and I don't know, create some sort of tripwire that hopefully I can affect combat somehow.
Okay, yeah, no, you can definitely use that to possibly inhibit one of the bad guys, maybe the main one.
Okay.
Or like one of the 2 other surviving dudes, one of which has a shotgun, one has a rifle.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a plan, so we'll start with Marzi.
All right. I will try again.
Got this.
I will try to shoot them. Yay! That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yeah. So with the combined fire from you and the 3 dudes over here, you guys take this dude down really quickly, and for a second there, it looks like he's gonna get one final shot off at one of the Marines before you put a shot into the back of his head.
Excellent.
leaving only one dude in the enemy commander. And with that, we'll go to Jato.
All right. I will attempt to. I guess what I'm imagining is like in the engineering kit, there's some sort of like grappling wire, and I'll try and inhibit the enemy commander somehow.
Okay. Since you did use the final use of your engineering kit, you won't be able to, get the 3 dice out of it, but you can definitely do
Okay.
this.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Roll 5d6 and try to interfere with him shotgunning purposes. All right. That looks to be
Nice.
4
Yeah,
successes.
that's 4 successes. So he loses just 4 successes straight away.
You're all clear, kid, bear. Let's blow this and go home, I guess. Wait, no, that's to blow up the station. I probably shouldn't say that.
Yes, let's blow this thing up.
Figuratively. Extremely
so
figuratively.
you basically get rid of all of his successes here.
Nice.
And with that, Katurk, it's up to you.
All right, here we go. Kadurk's gonna make an attempt to. Well, I guess I said I was gonna engage this guy in melee, right? So I'm gonna.
You're both unarmored, so it's gonna be a fist fight.
Yep.
That's 2. And you get another 3 from assist from your special forces companion. As like you come in, she sweeps the leg, and you dive onto him and start clawing him. And eventually, he is killed by this, unfortunately. But at this point, Jato, the last dude, surrenders, and Jato, you're able to get out here to the console, put in the emergency override code, and the station, the countdown timer that you guys have been basically using to, in your heads, stops as the station says, returning to original orbit. All hands, brace for acceleration. As brace for deceleration. As it goes back, as the station's orbit reestablishes itself.
I suppose at this time, as we all
cheer,
or at least Jato just drops down on the floor. It's like,
Everyone take fatigue.
I've only been here one day, and I already want to go home.
Everyone gets a fatigue from this because this has been a stressful day.
Oh no, it has been a stressful day.
Sure.
But with that, eventually you guys are, led out of here by the woman back into the security station where Peter Lowe is, and the 2 of them kind of look at you after you guys get something to drink and such, and finally Peter goes, well, on behalf of the GMP, I thank you for your assistance. And at this point the woman says, yeah, you guys aren't so bad after all, but a lot more problems like him around. Hopefully you won't have to deal with them.
Peter kind of puffs up his chest. Always happy to serve.
Well, maybe we will work together again in the future. But, of course, I'm going to have to say this. In the official reports, you will not be mentioned as having saved the day. This is not to discredit your work, but to protect you from other elements of Edward's forces. Instead, we will put it on the CDF as having thrown back the last of the Martian rebels' forces, and you will hopefully be able to go to school here soon.
What about that
looks
last?
Visibly disappointed.
What about that last enemy ace outside? Is he still causing trouble out there, or?
They left before we could finish the fight. It's why I came back in.
I guess you weren't kidding that
We couldn't follow him
still
out there.
threats out there.
He's unfortunately, yes, but we don't expect that one to at least come back. They're alone now, as far as we can tell, but we'll have to see in the future. But as of now, we'll be transferred to another station to quickly, or you'll be transferred to a flight and taken to the academy here very shortly. And once again, I must say, or rather, I should say this time, welcome to the academy. And with that, we are going to end tonight's session, as you guys have saved the station just in the nick of time from impending doom and your own deaths.
We're heroes.
Yeah.
Yay!
In someone's book.
Someone's book.
Mm-hmm. That person's book happens to be a GMP officer, but say anything and you get in trouble. But with that, I'm going to quickly just say, once again, shout outs to Strange Machine Games and the writers of this module, Justin Grolk, Timothy Grolk, and Caleb Spurlock. The Kickstarter is still going on live right now, and if you enjoyed your time watching this, do check out the Kickstarter, as this is one of the books that is featured inside of it. But with that, I'm going to quickly hand it off to my cast here to give their last little shout out. So we'll start with Jezebel.
Hey, I am Jezebel. I sometimes stream and stuff over on my channel, but I will also be at Gen Con next week. So anyone who's heading there for tabletop stuff, come by and see me at the Paizo booth and have a great con.
And then we'll move to Kadirk.
Hey, I'm Kadir, having a blast playing through this, and looking forward to seeing more.
And Snicket.
Hey there, I've been having a lot of fun with this system. I unfortunately am a boring working adult, so I won't be able to do any sort of Gen Con things, but I hope anyone who's heading that way to have lots and lots of fun.
And with that, I thank everyone who came out to this. Thank you once again for showing up, and I bid you all a wonderful night going forward. And to everyone going to Gen Con, a wonderful Gen Con, because unfortunately, we will not be able to do a session next week due to Jezebel going to Gen Con. But after that, we will be getting back into it if the group is interested in still going forward with it.
Yeah, and sorry about that, but yeah, I'm definitely interested in playing more. So excited to come back and reunite after that.
Awesome.
Yeah, can't wait.
And with that, thank you once again, everyone, and have a wonderful night.
Bye.